a Blood Bowl. Maybe I'll just use
We're not live, by the way.
the other stuff.
We are, because I'm still looking at a host of Combat Bunny.
Yeah, because it takes like 15 seconds after I press start stream to actually start streaming.
Ah.
You know, it's right.
Not.
What's a stream?
What are we doing again?
Making up as we go along, generally.
For some reason, Metal's insisted on trapping us all in a box.
Is the stream actually up?
Yes.
Well, everyone's just saying the thing.
Let's be professional then.
Come with me if you
thing.
want to live.
What?
I mean, when am I not? When am I not professional?
I mean,
Hello, Rebel. Hello. How's it going? Let's see if it works, because it should work. Hi guys. It does. Look, I got some friends.
Hello.
We're doing a very special playoff show that is properly late because these idiots didn't turn up on time.
Play morning.
that's not on.
Yeah, blame on and
Not my fault.
I mean, you did punish 300 quite heavily, but
Hey, I called that shot. That was Babe Ruth pointing to the crowd. 300. You're mine.
this is for you. No, that was you're a mad bad man. 300 is dead. But yeah, guys, season 8 playoffs alive, and I have brought what I would like to call a panel of experts. I might be lying to you there when I say that, but this is my panel of experts right here. We have, of course, our G-Man expert, Mr. Haringzord.
I'm initially scared of the term.
I said Haringzord, and Iron Adept subscribed and hits an 8-month subscription, and it's you're godlike apparently. Anyway, we have our REBBL expert, Superfed TV.
Me? Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
That's
I
what
could use-
Superfed looks like. That is what Superfed looks like right here. I was surprised too. He's got a man
Wow.
bun.
Wow.
This is
I
the
do.
thing, Doof. We're doing a rundown of all of the playoffs and who's going to play what and what's going to happen and who we think's going to win, and it should be a good laugh. So we've also got our big O expert, and I've put expert in inverted commas because it's Crusader. Hello, Crusader. Really?
Is Metal talking?
Yes. Sorry.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Burn.
Is that how it goes?
Burn.
So much burn. This is a good thing, says Doof. Well, thank you, Doof. When it was the thing, I knew. Yeah, to be fair, right? We tried very hard to do it on the podcast last time, and it just didn't work very well. And it was like 3.5 hours. So if we were going to do a 3.5 hour show about it, we thought we'd bring like pictures and stuff because we know how like easily people like Crusader get distracted, and he needs pictures, not just words. Sorry.
No, these old pictures of us was a good idea.
It's turned into the Bag on Crusader 5 minutes because he's a dick.
Well, I mean,
5 minutes? Are we really going to limit it to that?
Well, to be fair, it was your fault too, Superfed. I was the only one here, and they're all like, "Oh, come on, you've got to start." And I'm like, "You gave me 5 minutes to set up this overlay."
You could have called me. I would have been in the chat while you tinkered around.
Crusader looks like he's away to drop Australia's next big rap video.
You know, I said Olympic swimming. I thought he was about to jump into a pool and swim for bronze.
Right, what you will need...
Bronze is like reach. It's like 8 degrees at the moment.
If
so
someone
I'm
could be
freezing my ass off.
super helpful and grab like the link to the brackets, that'd probably be really good. I'd really
You mean out of us or out of...
Well, out of either
Viewers.
someone in chat or one of you, whoever is feeling most.
If you're
handy.
looking around and seeing for someone helpful in these 4 circles.
It's Haringzord. It's always Haringzord. Haringzord.
I don't want to like. I don't want to
well.
say that the yank is wrong, but these are like rectangles,
Right.
not circles.
Oh,
that's true.
God's sake. Anyway, well, you know what? I am an adept. It will be VODed and it'll be on YouTube within after 24 hours. So, yeah, there is. Steak Mittens has just dropped the link because he's super helpful like that. Thank you, Steak Mittens.
Rana has dropped a link to some storage shelves.
That's great.
I don't know if that was a copy-paste error or what, but...
Maybe
I'm on
maybe
board.
he's just, maybe he heard the word
Can we
bracket and just hit the.
Can we?
Oh, bracket!
Can we
Got
save
it. Cool.
Can we save that link for later? Renata, can you send that to me?
Right. So we're going to start from the top left of the bracket, and that would be round 1, obviously. And someone's already won round 1. Won in round 1. It is, of course, Horny Cricket.
Drug test that man.
Tell us a little bit about Horny Cricket.
Yeah, Horny Cricket is a returning champion, coaching a necro team that is overdue to pay the tax man. He's got a legendary werewolf that is armor busted or niggled? Let me
Niggled.
get that up here. Yeah, niggled. And that was courtesy of a -1 foul by Cheese. So that's lovely.
The pure
Just
spite
lovely.
foul.
After he piled on, yeah.
I like them odds.
But yeah, Hate My
So
Hair
cheap
is that
now.
legendary wolf. Exactly. Horny Soul is the other wolf, which is Agi 4 Blodge Step with Sure Hands. Still not quite to legend. Frank, the Flesh Golem, is at 93 SPP. Well overdue for the taxman. Turnkenstein recently was armor busted, and he's also got block, guard, and mighty blow. So that was his notice of taxes due coming his way. A couple whites, stand firm and guard, of course being a thing. So 4 guard stand firm pieces on this team. A couple Russell Ghouls, and otherwise pretty trim at 1970 TV, but not a lot of bloat on the zombies.
Well, it's god, that was the bit boss going off. Oops, I forgot to turn that one off. Well, that's a thing.
Your stream's just about died, hasn't it?
No, thank you for the bits too. I think are we okay?
Are we watching a slideshow?
Is it really that bad? I don't know. It's
looks
telling
alright.
me. It's telling me it's working completely fine, so I really can't. Yeah, 0 drop frames.
Looks fine to me.
Okay, well, Crusader's just been a douche then. I have to say, these flesh columns, like, one of them is
Even
armor
money.
busted, I know, but, like, they've lived far too long. Like, 3 skills on one and 5 skills on another one? What the hell? Why is Rel 1 allowed this?
Row 1 put in some effort. I mean, they armor busted 1, but he also had his way with Rel this season.
Yeah, I do like this team. I think it's a really solid team, and he is going to have a marvellous first week, given that he's a guaranteed winner as he plays the bye. So he goes straight into round 2, and he plays the winner of what looks like, at the moment, it's listed as Sean Man TV versus Chabshu, although we do know that there is still some drama going on with regards to
Potential 3-way tie in REL 6.
So we have a look at Shawman first, and Haringzog can tell us a little bit about where Shawman's come from this season.
Well, okay, so Division 3 of G-Man is the essentially the division that we put together out of all of the G-Man teams that made playoffs last season, plus the best of the rest from the fresh divs. Sean Mann has probably whacked everyone sideways. He's gone 10-1-1 and has already secured first place with one game still to play. And it's really all down to his Storm Vermin, who is called Sunfire. And Sunfire is Mighty Blow, Tackle, Claw, Piling On, and Juggernaut, as you might expect. But he's been like that since before the start of playoffs last season. He managed to get the thing to Claw, Palm, Tackle in the first 13 games.
Yeah, it's just such a powerful player, isn't it? And even his second, his understudy's still pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, Vomit Gut the Slayer is just a paltry Almighty Blow Tackle guard. Sunfire is, across 2 seasons he has caused 42 casualties and 3 kills.
And of course he's got like that really nasty natural one-turner, which we all love to hate.
Yeah, well that's the other real... There's not... It's very much a Skaven team where all the levels are in the blitzers and the gutter runners and then not much else. So he's got a natty one-turner, he's got a movement sprint, it's 2-headed as well. And it also has catch, just for good measure. Then you've got your standard Blood Step Dive and Tackle gutter runner and your Wrestle Dauntless Strip Ball Leap. Standard Blodge 2. Block Guard lineman and a kick lineman and a dirty player lineman. And that's about it, really.
To be fair as well, that tiny pause, the gutter runner, it's like... It's so... There's not a level wasted. It got movement first, so it hasn't even like done the usual, it'll pick up block or it'll pick up wrestle along the way. It's literally the perfect one-turn machine.
His only defeat this season was in the first game against Doc Mark's Humans. He lost the first game 2-0 and has then gone undefeated for the rest of the season. And I think in that first game he was suffering with dead players from playoffs.
Yeah, dead Big Rat, you mean?
Oh, yeah, on fire, Big Rat. Yeah, so of course Sean Mann is the guy who induced Big Rat in
the Big Rat meme.
Yeah.
Speaking of Big Rat memes, potentially, if BB Tactics don't turn up, Sean Mann is confirmed to be running the final clan in Div 2 of Clan, and therefore we may have a Big Rat clan.
Lovely.
So there's that. Right. Their opponent, so far, is potentially... I believe it's the winner of a friendly between Shabshu and Jay Feenstar, unless I'm mistaken, from like Rel 6.
It's the loser. Is it the loser?
I think it's the winner, isn't it? I don't know. Well, it's currently showing up. We'll work off what the bracket is currently telling us, and we'll go from there.
Sure.
So the farm animals with Chabsu down in Rel 6. Not to be confused with Animal Farm, who have done far less well.
Yeah, that doesn't ever get confusing. Chabsu's team is a Chaos team with a couple... Well, I think this is their second season now. It is, yeah. So 2 seasons of development. Only 2 tackle pieces, one of them on a Rackle Beastman, and then just a straight tackle as the first level Beastman. There is a primary ball carrier with Sure Hands, Blodge, and 2 heads, so that's solid. And then Chaos Warrior development is fairly sparse. He's got a killer one with Claw, Mighty Blow, Block, a Blodge, Guard, Firm one, which is nice, and then just a couple Block and Block Guard. The killer is Niggled of the Chaos Warriors, so that's a little bit of a vulnerability, especially if you've got some nasty Storm Vermin. And then he also has a backup killer Beastman. So, solid development, but a long way to go to get to where you want to be when you play
So the question on everyone's lips, and I'm going to put it to you 3. This is what we're going to do. The format, guys, for the people watching, and you guys as well, because we haven't really talked over it too much, is I'm kind of not going to provide an opinion. I'm just going to lead the conversation. We've got, obviously, the 2 regions. So we've got Haringzord versus Superfed's opinions here. I'm assuming they're both going to back their regions. They might not. And then, obviously, Crusader will get to play spoiler in this one. As the third man, as it were. So, guys, who are we giving this matchup to? Assuming Chabsu takes this game, who would we expect to take the victory in the first round
Sean Man, all day. With the
Well
greatest of
rated.
respect to Shabsu, I'm looking at that Chaos team, and there's not an awful lot of things that can eliminate Skaven. It's not very Mighty Blow heavy.
The only tackle is on players that don't have Mighty Blow. That is a fair point.
And Sean Man's team is just nuts. It's just crazy. So,
Yeah, still going to have to back Rel. I don't think Sean Man's going to be able to destroy all of the chaos quicker than the chaos will be able to destroy the rats. All he has to do is win the toss, and he can get rid of 3 of them in 1 turn. And we saw Sean Man make an appearance last season in the playoffs, but wasn't quite able to pull it off. I think it's international play that's his weakness. So, see if we can keep it up.
It's a bold claim. And Crusader, as the impartial observer here, who is going to take this?
I mean, both of the experts have made compelling arguments. I think it's fair to say, but I am going to back the Skaven here.
So what it is both of the experts made compelling arguments, and Crusader's going to toss a coin.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I've got a stack of them here. Like, I've got some change for this reason alone. No, I think Skaven should. My gut feeling is that Skaven will win this match. Sure, they may not remove a whole lot of the Chaos players, but I mean, as long as they play keep away with that one turner who has 2 heads, I think that, you know, the general lack of tackle and rat killing skills should see them through.
I will say Sean Man's TV is high, and he doesn't have much of a bench. So, all right, what was he at? He's
Okay.
at 12.
You can't make up. You
Okay.
can't make
Whatever.
more argument.
It's
out of
done.
that.
Fine,
Right.
fine. I'll let it go.
Like,
Fine.
you know.
he's already lost. We're not even doing the match.
So
That's how
far,
it works.
That's how G-Man gets further in the playoffs. I see.
What's it worth to you, coaches? What's it worth?
So counting the predictions, that is 1 G-Man coach, 1 Rel coach going through so far, if it's to be believed. The next one is we're kicking the ball over to Crusaders' field of expertise, as I say. Someone he's actually very familiar with. I believe you've cast quite a lot of these games, which is currently sat at looking at Miraskadu taking on Hindi.
Oh man, listen here, suckers. This is a fantastic team. This team scores touchdowns on Saurus. What more could you ask for? And then, like, you look at Captain Jack Harkness.
Captain Jack
The
is
skink of all skinks.
he is possibly legitimately the most disgusting skink in the entirety of Rebel.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at Miraskadu's team. I'm looking at it off screen in case people can't tell. The one thing Miraskadu has suffered with, though, is keeping doctors alive. It seems to be like his one big weakness. But aside from that, well, I mean, you could say that, and it would be true. But aside from that, like, Miraskadu is a solid coach. You know, he's got a couple of really good skinks. He's got 3 decidedly ordinary skinks, but you know, he knows what he's doing. Got a good team. I like it.
Okay, that's a fairly compelling argument. Now, this is Hindi. Which division is Hindi from, Mr. Zord?
It is G-Man 6A.
I knew it was one of the 6s. I couldn't remember which one. This is the thing is, right, this is a Lizard Mirror, and we've just seen one of the Lizard teams. Obviously, ignore the fact that Lizard of Oz is out, because he'll be coming back via admin MNG removal service. We're good like that. So, tell us about this team and why Hindi is clearly going to win, Haringzord.
Well, who's going to deny Puffin power?
I mean,
Gonna
an
be me.
efficient German with some gas will deny the puffin power.
I'm not having it. Hindus is a very, very good Lizard coach. And he's pretty much dominated 6A. There was only really 2 other coaches snapping at his heels for as much of the season as they could, but it's not really been in doubt for the Lounging Lizards from really about week 6 or 7. Block guard Croxigor is great news, of course. Strength 5 block Saurus is great news as well. And he very much plays like a control team. Doesn't need to go around throwing Mighty Blow at everything. Knows what he's doing. Positions well. and he'll win this.
So to say, okay, so heard our arguments. Now, who's going to win?
I'm going to go with Hindi on this one. Mirscadu had a lizard on lizard matchup in the last playoffs, which didn't leave me convinced that he's going to be favored in this one. And Hindi's going to have inducement advantage. He's got more guard than Mirscadu. He's got more strength than Mirscadu. He
has less Captain Jack Harkness.
He's got less skink power, but skinks are just bloat anyway. They're just going to die.
I mean, wouldn't the argument be that Captain Jack Harkness is one lightning bolt away from being a scorch on the ground anyway, and there is a lightning bolt going to Hindi?
Yeah,
one concern. Try.
For God's sakes.
Come on, Haringzord, back you, man.
I already have. I've said all I need to say. He's very efficient in what he does. He positions well. He takes blitzes on the right targets, and he wins Blood Bowl matches, which is important.
That's very important, to be fair. Right, we are going back over to REBBL for the next one. That's a win for G-Man prediction. So that's 2.
Smashing it, G-Man. Love it.
G-Man are smashing the prediction so far. We'll see how they turn out. It's a bold strategy.
Wait a minute. Everyone's trying to curse G-Man.
They're going to turn out like handbags and belts. That's what's going to happen.
I can't remember what division this was, but I know it was it 4? Is Lazarus? Oh, it is. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah,
I know
he's part of the fighting force.
I know what's going on. I actually recognise some things. Now again, remember that this might change. There's still games to play, so it may switch out.
It might change, except this one can't. Can it?
I don't think so.
I know it can. It can.
It's not showing.
Lazarus is not locked. Yes, Lazarus is not.
Now
locked
this is an interesting one because it's not. There's no region to fight for the honor of Lazarus's opponent.
We'll get to this.
So he instantly loses now, right? If that's the format of this.
But no, someone's going to have to pick up. You know what? I will take the flag here. I will carry the flag for his opponent. And
Classic Ariel picking up a cheap win.
Right, I have to say, I thought my Beast of Nurgle was good, but this Beast of Nurgle is incredible. It's plus strength, guard, stand firm, and guard. I will let you carry on, Superfed, but
I would say you're going to give me Lazarus, right? Because you're going to have the other one.
No, absolutely. I just came over with ridiculous
okay.
jealousness for seeing a plus strength Beast of Nurgle.
Yeah, and he immediately followed it up with stand firm, which I actually like, but then he got a double, so it's even better. This is arguably the best Beast of Nurgle in the league. And then some good Nurgle Warrior development. You can tell he's not focusing them too much, but he's got block first on all of them because he values winning over blood, and it comes through in his results. Really playing the control game. And then when you're looking down at the Pestigores, he's got a movement up, sure hands, extra arms, 2 heads, lots of mutations, a little bit of speed, good ball carrier in Dan. And then he's got a Mighty Blow tackle, 2 heads, so doesn't matter where you put your squishy stuff, he's going to dodge and try and punch that. As well as a Rackle piece and an extra block Mighty Blow. A couple well-developed Rotters as well, including a guard block one. So this team is built to win. It's not built to win through attrition. It's built to win through control and outplaying your opponents. And Lazarus has done that against a number of good coaches all season long.
Right. But there's a couple of things that I want to pull you up on here, and this is important for who we're going to face. There's a big number in the corner there that says 1910. That's super important, because Lazarus has the honour of facing not a region, but a man called Ravenpaw, the stunty winner. Which division was Ravenpaw? I could never remember which division.
6B.
6B.
B.
I went for A.
Not 6. Isn't it?
9.
It's like 9.
9. There's too many REBBL boys at this point. Right. He's not playing against a region, he's playing against an entire race. He's playing against the winner of all of the stunties. He is playing against the king of the goblins, Ravenpaw himself. And this is you remember that cost? Remember how it was super important? Look, this team's 1,000 TV. Admittedly, it will jump up to 1,000 113. So there's a good 770k of inducements coming this Goblin's way. They don't even have an Apo. That's how little Ravenpaw cares for their safety. So it's like, you know what? Kill a couple of goblins. He doesn't care. He's going to swing a giant mighty blow fanatic at things. He's going to chainsaw the beast in the face. I mean, to be fair, yes, the Beast of Nurgle will be incredible, assuming he can get past the chainsaw, assuming he can get past being hit in the face by a polar chain, assuming he can handle Classic Larry, assuming he can handle all of those inducements that are coming his way. We're talking wizards, we're talking chefs, which cripple Nurgle. We're talking potentially another chainsaw. We're talking bribes out the wazoo. How can you possibly argue that Nurgle team with so little mighty blow, so little tackle can touch this team?
Easily.
Very easily.
This Nurgle team isn't built with the need for rerolls. It's got more block than most Nurgle. It's also got a single mighty blow tackle block piece, which is enough to remove a goblin every turn. Sure, you'll come at us with Ripper, and you'll probably have a ball and chain or two and a bunch of bribes, but you have to be able to knock something over, and you're going to have a hard time finding Nurgle players to knock over that matter.
No, he's not going to have a hard time finding players to knock over. He's going to knock his own players down.
That's true. And the Beast of Nurgle here will be making a little hentai action with 4 goblins all across the pitch.
I don't know. Beast of Nurgle are good, but if they get hit by a bomb and then fouled, what can you do? I mean,
have you ever
stand them back up?
I mean, or just let them throw the bomb, and it doesn't work.
Let him eat the bomb.
In the stink.
Well, you throw from outside of the stink into the stink. It's fine. Then you ignite the stink with the explosion, right? I mean, surely Nurgle team, they're calling it this is the best game of the playoffs. Dark knows what's up. Ravenpaw is not to be stopped.
I disagree. I think Nurgle's going to stop him pretty hard.
That Nurgle team is pretty nice, but then the goblins have a guy on a pogo stick. So,
they don't just have a guy on a pogo stick, they have a hobo on a pogo stick, apparently. Hobo on a pogo is what you call him.
I'm going to go with the team that got more than 2 wins during the season.
However, the season wasn't overtime format. Let's just put it that way. Ooh.
Yes, attrition from the goblins will definitely be a factor.
How can you not back the goblins? So what does this come down to?
Very easily, I'm going to back the Nurgle.
Is this 2-2?
No, I'm backing the Nurgle, mate.
Oh, okay, well, sorry, Ravenpaw. I'm the only one that believes in you, my friend.
I've played Halflings for a season against developed Nurgle. It doesn't work.
Speaking of someone who just wants the cursing, he wants some hardcore cursing because he's actually just got himself on the screen. Is good old Steve, which I believe is a Chaos team. Oh,
it is.
What division is Steve from, Mr. Zod? Tell us about him.
So, this place is absolutely not secured at all. And I think the deciding game isn't taking place until the Wednesday. But Steve currently holds a position. He's played his last game. He is 1 point ahead of Thomas T. And 3 points ahead of Ceremal as well. So it could be one of Steve, Thomas, or Ceremal taking the spot. But anyway, we'll talk about Samoa, because that's the team you've told me to talk about. Mm-hmm. They are a Chaos team. They have considerably more Mighty Blow than that Nurgle team. But they only have 10 players, which isn't very many. Although the players they do have are pretty good. So it's Mighty Blow and Block on every single warrior. Claw on 1, Guard on 2, but it's a niggle on the Claw Mighty Blow one. T is a plus movement, sure hands, dodge, goat. You've then got Shawnee, who is the Claw Mighty Blow plus strength Beastman. You've got a player called Crusader, who is plus strength and block. And you've got Joe, who is block tackle, and then something called Powering Zord. So
I'm not on this team, sadly. That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's because the team's made up of champions.
Bloody hell, Steve. Bloody hell. Now, There is notably a lot of stats. There's technically 6 Strength 4 players and some guard as well. That's really quite hard to generate some blocks. However, his opponent is no stranger to plus strength. It's because you never shush, so it's just okay. It's fine.
I mean, Gerber's pointing out the truth. That's all he's doing. I mean, Iron Master also pointed out the truth there too. Not going to have an opinion. Has an opinion.
The burn.
To be fair, I realised that no one was available to back or to cheer for Ravenpaw, so I stepped it in.
That's because no one was going to back the Goblins against Noble.
Right. Anyway, there's a couple of strength ups on that team. There's a couple of strength ups on this team too. Tell us all about Fiction, if you would, please.
And this spot isn't secure. I'm actually one of the potential coaches that could end up in this seed, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, none other than Fiction. Fiction magic is a thing. Fiction gets all the dice all the time. Level ups in the game, you name it. Fiction has won REL 1 in the past. He's made the playoffs, I think, every single season that he's been playing in the Rebel. So he is definitely familiar with this this style of play. He also does really well against Chaos teams in particular, being able to repeatedly shut down a couple of the Chaos favorites from REL 1. But the team has 2 strength up werewolves, as is mandatory for Fiction's team. One of them with Mighty Blow, Speedo McPessimism, just got movement up when he reached Legend this season. So he's very strong and very fast. Quicker and Forebodiner is actually no longer quicker, and slightly less Forebodiner now that he's agility busted. But it still doesn't stop him. He's now basically a Bull Centaur with extra skills. So he does carry the ball and does work.
You'd be forgiven for thinking that Fiction under Jim with all of these strength ups, right?
Yeah. The Golems have recently paid the taxes. This is the Golem tax team that started it all. But now his taxes are all paid up and the Golems are caught up. He could potentially lose 1 or 2 along the way in the playoffs, but that doesn't ever slow this team down.
He's been through a lot of sluggish horrors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even try and pronounce it anymore. You know, I just let it be.
Hinderer Dejection is of course the rebirth or reincarnation of Hindered Dejection, who made fame.
Okay.
Yeah, made famous through the playoffs as well. So he'll look to return that again. And recently, one of the ghouls got a strength up because there wasn't enough strength ups on this team. He also leveled that up to Blodge and is now kind of using that as a ball carrier, even though there is a sure hands piece on the team too. So.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, you know, he has got Agi3 as opposed to Agi2, right? So that helps.
Yeah, and you can use tackle and Blodge step in other places.
Okay, so explain to me who we should be cheering for and why.
Well, unlike the other team, this team is not composed of streamers because Fiction plays the game as a streamer and does well. And so Steve wants to imitate and make his team around, you know, people he aspires to be as good as. But Fiction's just as good as he is with his Fiction magic.
I love that Fiction magic is officially a thing. So, Haringzord, can Steve dispel that Fiction magic?
Of course he can. Because Fiction lost to a rookie team last season in the playoffs. And this isn't a rookie team, so he's got no chance.
No, Steve. Superfed played his match just before this, which is why we're late.
Minutes ago.
Because Superfed was like an hour late. Yeah. So blame him. It's his fault.
It's Ornan's fault.
Yeah, I was going to say Fiction lost to Side Street Chaps last time, didn't he? So.
Yep.
Side Street Chaps were of a different breed.
That is so very true. Right, Crusader, as our impartial expert, who is
Fiction?
That was
Oh
quick.
God.
He put me on. Steve put me on his team. That's, I mean, like, you know, I don't even put me on my teams.
If you
Crusader smoking from the nostrils like a minotaur there.
Oh, he is an angry man. Now, there's a team I'm very, very happy to talk about. I'm very glad to see this gentleman back in the playoffs. he's been here before with Nurgle, and he got mullered. It's really badly. But he's a damn good coach. Good old bleeding hippie has turned up with Chorfs.
Do you want me to pick this one up?
Go ahead. Tell us all about this.
4 of his dwarfs have Piling On, Mighty Blow, and 2 of those have Claw.
That's gross. One of them's got Jump Up as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this team packs a punch. They have caused 57 casualties this season.
He is, in fact, the owner of the biggest CAS differential in REBBL.
Yeah. Well, you can't take casualties yourself if your opposition is dead, right? So, we'll start with the Bull Centaurs. We've got a Blodge, Break Tackle, Frenzy Juggernaut one. We've got another Blodge, Break Tackle one. Neither of them have any scratches on them at all, snow or indeed white. Happy is very happy to punch you square in the jaw. Sneezy the second is guard and Mighty Blow and Piling On. Sleepy is just guard, and he's sleepy. He's a bit behind the development race. Bashful is also Pom guard. Grumpy is monumentally angry all the time. And he has Pom, he has Claw, he has Juggernaut, he has Pro. Dopey the third has Claw, because we didn't quite have enough killing potential with this lot. And then we have a Blodge Guard Hobgoblin, a Sheerhands Agi 4 block Hobgoblin, and a Dirty Player to boot.
This is a pretty brutal team. By the way, chat, you guys can happily provide your opinions on every single matchup as well. Obviously, we're not going to want them for the 10 I'm keeping to see who is going to have the most successes in the first round, but please feel free to throw out your opinions.
Can we throw out this team?
Well, Bleeding Hippie, I think, can we call it an opponent or do we call it a victim? It's a chap called Dirk Delaware, and I'm actually completely unaware of where Dirk Delaware is from.
He resides in Rel 9C.
Okay.
That's Dick Delaware, is it not?
Is it Dick? Oh,
it is Dick.
Oh, it's okay. Well,
I know you're used to missing Dick, but it's all right. We got it. So,
okay.
I'm giving it to Dick Delaware now just because of that comment alone. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Dick Delaware. He's got an undead team. 1 season old. Used to trouncing around. He's 11-0-1 for the season. We've got a guard, stand for a mummy, and a guard mummy. A white with Mighty Blow, Piling On tackle. Blodge, Mighty Blow white. A couple ghouls. 1 sure hands Blodge. Another guard Blodge. Wrestle. Couple players. I like seeing that. Yeah. This is a solid undead team. But I'll go ahead and jump into why he's going to win. Bleeding Hippie doesn't beat other teams. The dice are what Bleeding Hippie's biggest opponent, and especially against a regen team. If anyone knows Bleeding Hippie's history, regen is going to be what comes back to get him.
Because his Nurgle couldn't regen to save their life.
Yep, exactly. So it doesn't matter how many casualties you get against this undead team, they're just going to keep coming right back onto the pitch.
Harrington, what's your counterpoint to this, my friend?
Does anyone think that an undead team is going to beat that Chorf team? No. Move on.
Crusader?
He's going to get the count.
It pains me to say this, but this undead team is going to be dead by the end of that match. I hate Chorfs. I like, in your heart of hearts, Fed, you know what's going to happen. You can only lie to yourself so much, mate.
Nufflings have happened before.
It's damage limitation, I think, for poor old Dick Delaware.
Right.
I mean, he might end up with a zombie that's alive at the end. Might.
Yeah, badly hurt. Badly hurt to survivors, right?
Yeah, I mean, someone has to live to tell the tale, right?
Right. We're gonna keep with Crusader actually for the next one, because we've gone all the way over to the Big O again. This is why I'm glad I didn't make playoffs as morally fair. We've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Goblins who have torn up Big O Division 2. Good old Gdanik. This is
to say torn up is a bit of an understatement. He's gone out of 13 games, he's won 11. He's only drawn 2, so more or less undefeated the whole way through. With this just monstrosity of a team. It's 2 heads out of everything that you could possibly want 2 heads on, except for maybe like 4 or 5 goblins. But who cares? You got the tentacle claw mighty blow troll. You got a couple of blitzers, both of which have mighty blow and claw. One of which has tackle, piling on, and horns, because why not? Rat King the second, who is not necessarily the main ball carrier here. I mean, he's sure hands blocking 2 heads, but Slash for sure as shit is the guy who carries the ball all the time. And then just everybody else. Like, this is a horrible team. I hate it. I want it to die with, like, in a fire.
Words, mate.
Well,
preferably in Warp Flame, but Nick just does not lose games.
well, I'm reliably informed that the opponent is not quite the same as it is on the playoff bracket. It is, in fact, thanks to Stakement's casting it earlier, Hogstench from 9E.
Hogstench. I know this coach very well. I play with him in the North American TTS League. Hogstench is an experienced orc coach as well, and so this matchup is actually going to be much worse for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Goblins than they would have expected. We've got 3 Black Orc Blitzers with some levels going.
Jokes.
We got Tackle Mighty Blow Jump Up, and Mighty Blow Piling On. We've got Thrower with Block, and 3 Black Orcs with Guard. One of them also has Block. But Underworld giving up inducements is not something that you see every day.
That's quite a bit of inducements as well. This is quite a cheap
multiple Tackle Mighty Blow pieces. That's exactly how you just carve your way through Undead.
I'm reliably informed as well that this team has a bye in its final week, so it actually will be gaining another 13 SPP on top of what we already see. If a couple of those MVPs land on Blackhawks, that could change the game even further, right?
Absolutely.
What do you think, fellas? Who's going to win this match?
I'll allow the loser to have first shot.
Well, you know, I
make it a good one. Hurry up. Come on. We're on
haven't
clock here.
watched very many G'day Knicks games, but, you know, it's Big O. What do we have to worry about?
Wow, that
Is that seriously your best case argument?
shots are fired right there.
Man, do you know the Orc team that Nick had to go through this season? With like 7 guard pieces? Tackle, Mighty Blow, piling on, jump up. Not a problem. Nick's got it's in the bag. Bet the house on it.
Haringzord, who's would you be willing to
I'm
bet
not worried
the
about Big O piling on orcs.
I don't know if I'd bet the house on it, but I'm not. It's difficult to back against Gdanik. If anyone can go as good a season as he's had with Underworld, then what's a 13-30 Orc team going to do to stop it?
speed bump?
Waste by the wayside.
So
He's beaten bigger Orcs to get here, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bush's style of Orc play with like guard everywhere. You know, strength 4 where he needs it, tackle where he wants it, Mighty Blow, not a problem.
No Potato is not the same as Hogstench, I'm just gonna say.
Man, it doesn't matter. They're all going to come out the same.
Speaking of teams that are good at dealing with Orc teams, we actually go back to the Big O, and over to a chap that some may know as Tomo's brother. The rest of us know him as Findeco.
Yeah, catastrophe. Team instantly got better when Garfield got dropped like a sack of shit. You know, and Finn taking his first season into Big O's Div 1 did quite well for himself. Notably, he's got Monty, who, I'll be honest, is looking a little worse for wear with his movement 3 and his armor 8.
Finn realises he can sack injured players, right?
I mean, he's aware of that.
I'm counting 8 permanent injuries.
Yeah, he's aware of that. He also knows that those players will just kill things anyway, so, you know, take that for what you will.
Is he playing by Bargain Boozer's rules?
Keep
I don't recommend it.
See, like this is Finn, right? Like he's played 13, he's won 8, he's drawn 2, he's lost 3. The games are always explosive.
There's a staggering
One way or the
fact.
other.
Hang on, can we talk about Grumpy, who has 2 minus movements and a minus armor, and isn't the only player on the team who has 2 minus movements and a minus armor? What?
No. Yeah.
His job is to base, but he's AV7.
Pretty much. No, like Finn's team, like every time anyone's sort of gone, it's down and out. It just kills me. And Finn's playstyle is very much, I punch you, and if you're not off the pitch, I'm gonna keep punching you and probably kick you. And yeah, no one would ever say that Finn's style of play is has much finesse to it. But I mean, do you argue with a bludgeoning from a sledgehammer?
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we've got someone who is willing to argue with a bludgeoning from a sledgehammer, and it's actually someone that I've been backing since almost day one. It's a chap named Puppy from 6... Is it 6D?
6B. You'll get one of these right eventually.
It's, you know what? It's the bottom divs, really hard to tell the difference. And that's why you guys are the experts and I'm just the host. Where are they? Where have they gone? There it is. Right there. This is Puppy's Orcs of Letters. Thank you for that. Crack on, Haringzord. We've got him on screen.
We good? Okay. Ernest Hemingway is a strength 4 pommer. That's nice. You've got Isaac Asimov, and he's got more Mighty Blow and Tackle, and George Orkwell has Mighty Blow and Tackle, and Henry Millock has Tackle and Guard. The Black Orcs, 3 of them have Block, 1 has Guard. There's 1 rookie in there. We've got a plus movement lineman with Block, because he likes to zoom around the play. I don't know why he's got plus movement. He's a dirty player. As always with an Orc thrower, it's strength 4.
Is that just handed out at the door these days?
I don't know, but all
Some
Orc
stat
throwers
up.
are strength 4.
You do get a stat up. It's not always strength 4 because there are some Agi 4 ones out there, but
Okay.
there's always a stat up.
And we have the Goblin Troll combination too, which gives us that 1-turn threat. Leo Trollstoy.
I have to say,
guard only.
the reason I flagged this team first is because the names are just incredible. Fyodor Dostoyevsky is incredible.
It just means the obituaries read nicer. That's all it means.
So who's going to win?
Finn.
Well, Puppy hasn't lost a Rebel game yet.
Yeah, but he's about to lose his team.
Doesn't mean he lose the game.
I'm pretty sure you need a team to win the game.
Yeah, Squiggy didn't.
Squiggy had you sinned.
I've just realised, Haringzord, why he's got the plus movement. It's so he can stay away from all those move-busted Chaos players.
He's twice as fast as that Chaos Warrior. Twice as fast.
He can't outrun them all. The only running he's going to be doing is he tries to hide. Let's be real. Finn's got the Mighty Blow, Finn's got the Claw, and he's faced scarier Orc teams in Division 1. He'll take this apart. No problem.
I think there's enough guard here for Puppy to take the win. Yeah, I've got to go with my Orcs.
Zod, are you...
Enough guard. Literally the same count.
Crusader's just chatting nonsense here. It's Puppy all over.
Puppy. Right, now this is going to be a bit of a divisive argument here. The next one's an interesting one. It's someone who we haven't seen in playoffs for like ever, maybe. It's good old Rel 2's Iron Madden and Gengar. This is a disgusting team. It's so
So they're both Rel, so I got to go first. And Revenge of the Franks are coached by Regnan. They're an Orc team, and they've got a great competition. They're coming.
Franks? We were talking about Gengar.
Because I don't want to rep them. So what do you ask to?
Crusader, you can have Gengar.
I'll rep him. I play Cameron.
All right. There we go. Kimmer, you have to stick together. There you go. You got him. Take it away.
Right. Gengar's going to win. He's got 4 strength ups on his team. And most of his team was strength 5 anyway.
It's disgusting. There's so much. You look at it and you can't pick out one player that's better than any other player at the top of the top of the thing. There, can you?
No, they're all really, really, really good.
It's worthy of note, as Self says. It's probably not actually going to be Regnan. It's probably going to be Sol, by all accounts.
Oh well, that's more likely to die to this. Both of his blitzers are strength 4 tackle, palm, break tackle. That's absurd.
There's a niggle.
I don't think he cares. And it's Gengar. He will pile on at every opportunity, and he will make use of those 1 million skeletons to foul at every opportunity because it's Gengar, and that's what Gengar does. Have you never seen Gengar play? He fouls.
One.
So do you want me to talk through Sol then? If we know it's going to be
We're
Sol,
expecting, as far as I'm aware, it is Sol. So we should probably talk about Sol.
Okay.
Last time Sol played versus a Khemri team, he quad skulled his first blitz into a death. Oh, the memories of time.
Oh, God.
All right, so we are talking about Pro in a Party, coached by Sola Dragonfire. And this is a Pro Elf team that's played in a very Bash division. There's a lot of Elves in Div 3, but there's also a lot of Bash in Div 3. And he doesn't even really care about the number of blocks. I think he averages less than 20 blocks a game. So it doesn't matter how much strength the Khemri team has. He doesn't even really need to knock it over. He just has to punch the throw raws, which are strength 3. So Sol has 2 blitzers that have been around forever, both of which have guard, blodge step, diving tackle. One of them also has tackle. 4 developed catchers. 2 of them are Agi 5, one of them with tackle and dodge, the other one with block, and then just a standard blodge one. We also have a movement 9 catcher who's got wrestle, tackle, and sure feet. And sure, he's armor busted, but he never gets hit anyway. And strong arm accurate thrower, so he can just post up beyond, just near the end zone, and it'll take the Khemri 4 turns to even get down there, and then just run past them, throw it to one of the catchers. Doesn't matter how many of them you mark, and you win. Plus, he's got a niggle piece and armor busted pieces, so if he just puts those on one side of the pitch, Gengar, like, a fish in the deep sea, seeing the one little light of flame off in the distance, will bring all of the Khemri forces across the pitch to the one armor bust to foul it, and then let you just walk up the other side.
Worthy of note, for everyone that's saying Sol, for Sol who is about to die, we salute him. He has survived Sage with this team.
Absolutely.
He survived the operative word. He had 3 players left on the field at the end.
He had 3 players left on the field, but he still almost won.
Yeah. Scatters saved that one for Sage.
Do we give out awards for almost winning in the Rebel, do we?
When it's the Sage and you're playing a one-season Pro Elf team, yeah, I think we kind of do. So, who's going to win this one then, boys?
Khemri Master Race. Easy.
Superfed's not looking impressed.
An agility team that doesn't need to knock any of those players over is going to win this game.
Okay. And Crusader?
I mean, I don't know if I'd go so far as to say Khemri Master Race, but then again, Superfed was talking about fish, the ocean, and flames in the ocean, so I'm not sure he knows what he's talking about either.
You got me there.
I mean, have you seen Gengar play? Of course, the catch is going to, the throw is going to be in his own end zone because, it'll take 4 turns for Gengar to kill everything else. I think Gengar's got this one. I think he's just going to punch things until they die and then just walk it across the corpses.
Yeah, Discord did freeze for a second there. It is back. Sorry about that, fellas.
Great. I'm sure it was a good thing.
I think it was Superfed looking incredibly smug. Someone capture that one.
Please.
Right. So we've got Julian. Julian? Is that... Did Julia... Help.
Julian, I think. Is
Julian.
And where is he from, gentlemen?
Australia.
Pretty sure he's Big O.
Okay. Which div?
I will admit to not knowing too much about Julian's team, though. Simply because, Div 4 guys finish their games, and then it's like, okay, whatever.
Is he a
I didn't
Div
get
4,
cast
isn't he? 4B?
He's Div 4B, yeah. His win record coming out of Div 4B this season is, they've played 9 games in the normal league, and then they had 2 Swiss games or something like that afterwards, just because of the numbers in the day. But he exited the normal portion of the season out at 5-4, and I don't know what his team's currently looking like. I don't know how different it is to what's on Block 2 League Manager.
Currently 1590.
1590, yeah.
Two wolves with Mighty Blow, tackle, block. One of them's also got dodge, which is nice. We've got a flesh golem with block. We've got that's it. Oh no, his other flesh golem's also got block. It's just in a stupid order. It's trying to pretend. It's got a zombie pretend to be a flesh golem on the setup.
Yeah.
We've got a guard white. We've got a dirty player kick zombie. We've got a rookie ghoul. We've got a white with agi, guard, and tackle, and that is your lot. And then a bunch of zombies. Really.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's one season Necro, so he's not doing too badly. As I said, I just don't have a lot of knowledge of Julian and how he's playing his Necro, again, because the later divisions in Big O, they do their thing pretty quickly, and there's a couple of, like, Serious Sam, for example, one of the new streamers out of the Big O.
He is
covers most of those games.
8-4-1.
8-4-1? Not a bad record, especially for one season.
Right. His opponent is actually someone who is no stranger to handling Necro, given that he's in a division with an awful lot of them. And also Superfed will have personal experience with this coach. And we all know him very, very well, given that he's won a Super Bowl title. It is, of course, Luminous Light.
The robot himself. Yes, the current state of the Pastry Pests is that he somehow has 2 Storm Vermin with Mighty Blow and Tackle, one of them with Piling On as well. His one-turner was killed hours ago, unfortunately, by none other than Rumblebee. So,
Rumblebee.
Good job, Rumble. Good job, Rumble.
Was he a Storm at the time?
Has Crusader just bailed on us?
No, he was not. He was just...
No,
there.
I'm still here. Just taking a second.
He snaked a dodge, and that left the shot open. So, but the legend himself, Choco Chipmunk, at 258 SPP, currently leading the league with Blodge, Step, Strength up, Sure Hands, 2 heads, and Fend. He is not afraid to roll 8 dodges in 1 turn with that piece. Does it regularly. And if you give him a lightning bolt, he will take that away from you. He's also got a Wrestle Dauntless Strip Ball Movement Up Gutter Runner. So even though he doesn't have a natural 1-turner, he's got a 1-push 1-turner.
Hang on, he's got a movement up, movement down.
That's true, it's movement down, you're right. So it's 2 pushes.
Oops.
Yeah, you're right. And then 2 heads, Blodge 1. But the one thing that is often overlooked is Lumi's record when he has a bench versus Lumi's record when he doesn't have a bench. And those 2 numbers are actually very different. And he will be going into this match with a bench and not giving up inducements. So that will be a big, big boon to all the REBBL fans out there.
One of his bench is armor 6. That doesn't count, right?
Well, I suppose that's
For
a
a line
designated
rat?
fowler, right?
It's a fouling
For a
position.
line
right?
rat, that's fine. They're just there to stand in the way anyway.
I'm amazed Choco Chipmunk is still alive.
Yeah, it's staggering, isn't it? Especially because Lumi's not the kind of coach that protects Choco very much. He's willing to throw him into the fire when he needs the magic.
It's insane that thing is still alive. Hasn't it been with the team since the very start?
He is the last original piece.
And it's now finished 8 seasons.
113 matches he's played.
That's a lot.
That's an awful lot. He's been punched.
It's a quantifiable amount of matches, yeah.
He's been punched 310 times.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
That's
So
a
it's got to
lot.
be Pastry Pest that won this.
Hang on, that's an average of almost 3 punches a game. It's 2.8 punches per game or something. So it's proof that Lumi doesn't protect him, as he uses him, not like shielding away. So yeah, who's gonna win this, boys?
Pastry
I'm
Pest.
going to give it to Luby, yeah.
Pastry Pests.
Yeah. I would like to back the Big O, just reasons. but I think Lumi's just overall experience is probably going to be more than enough to carry him across the line here, unfortunately, for Julian. But, I'm prepared to be surprised.
No, that doesn't count his MNG number, Steve. So he has actually had, 118 total games on this team? And that player has played on 113 of them. So he's only missed 5 games of the entire team's history.
It's not a bad record when you think about it, is it?
It's kind of crazy. You had 5 MMGs and no perms.
Drug tested.
Right.
But yeah, I would like to say that Julian will get work done, but again.
So we can mark this as the day. I'm going to put the light on for a second. Is that better? Yeah, it's a bit bright, but this is better. It's getting dark. I'd like to say that this is the day that Crusader turned traitor and didn't back the Big O.
I mean, I'm not insane, okay? Like,
you're patriotic, but you're not crazy. That makes sense.
Yeah, right. Like, Julian's one season Necro. He's done very well for himself, but again, I just think Lumi's experience and the players that he has that have skills are just going to run circles around Julian.
Yeah, but again, for everyone that says we need aging on to control bash teams, bear in mind that the oldest player in the entire division is a rat. So,
should have died at 4.
So there's that, right? The next coach is a guy called the Red Joker, and I'm totally unaware of where he's from, what he's playing.
He's Rel 5.
Rel 5.
Nergly Wurglies.
Another Nurgle team in the REL making the playoffs.
Could this be the season of Nurgle? Is that what this could be?
I think so. There's a lot of Nurgle out there.
Not if Viking Cop wins, right?
Thanks for that.
There's plenty of penicillin floating around for this disease.
Yeah, there is. Fear and bloating, isn't it?
Fear and bloating. So we've got 4 Nurgle Warriors, all of which with multiple level ups. 3 block guards, 3 mighty blows, 1 mighty blow claw. The Pestigors, he's got a ball carrier dedicated with blodge, sure hands, 2 heads, and an extra arm. So everything's a 2+. We've got Pestigor Killer with mighty blow, claw, and tackle, skip and block. I like that choice. And Rackle Pestigor as well for safety and anti-potato plays. And a guard Pestigor. A guard Rotter. So, very solid, well-built Nurgle team, as we have seen multiple times, and we will continue to see coming out of the Rel.
I do think I do like the guard on the Rotter. It does not usually last very long, but it's very useful while you have it.
A couple games max.
Yeah, Sage killed the last guard one that I had, unfortunately, because he's a bad man. But I did kill most of the rest of his team, so oops. What's his stream? One is vaping, one is drinking. What are you promoting? We're promoting eat drug. Spoony Bard, very, very big point there. No Beast of Nurgle.
It's true. Currently no Beast of Nurgle.
Hedonism, right?
He actually has the cash to replace that if he'd like. So we may see that as a last minute. I think he's probably, because there are a couple teams that are just low TV that are going to make it in here. So he's waiting to see what his opponent brings and deciding if he would rather give up the extra 130 TV or if he'd rather have the Beast.
Well, his opponent, it's not
going to matter because he's up against 2230 Dark Elves.
I was going to say, he's not giving up any TV. Have you seen Jape NZ's Doomed Witches? Tell us about him, Crusader. You played this team, haven't you?
I did actually, and out of I think he's only played 12 games at the moment. He's currently sitting on 9-1-2. He's only dropped 2 games, one of which is to myself, and the other one was to Gdanik, yeah. Now there is about as much blodge sidestep as you'll ever want to see on one team on this team. It's just disgusting. The way Jape plays, he gets those players in and amongst the cage, and then they're just nigh impossible to shift off. He knows exactly what he has to do, and he's not afraid to throw the dice to get it done either. He plays a very sort of high, I want to say high variance, but they're all calculated moves. And it does Elf BS generally prevails.
How can a Dark Elf team have 14 players after a season's finished? What?
especially
This-
in a division with
This is
Gdanik.
2 seasons old. Yeah, this is 2 seasons old now. It's like the sidestep and the blodge. It's just a nightmare to deal with. Because, as I said, he gets into your cage, and then it's just like, oh, you hit me, and I'll move here. And you've still got another other person who's just waiting in the wings to like just try and be shifted. It's a crazy team. I don't know what else to say. Like, he just plays a solid game of Blood Bowl,
Okay,
and
there's
he's got himself a solid team.
There's 6 blodge on this team, and 5 of it is blodge step.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty disgusting. So Superfed, how does he win against this?
Well, I mean, Crusader already gave me all the ammo I need. Crusader beat this team.
I did. It took Slibbly
So-
and a wizard. It took Slibbly and a wizard to do it, though. That was the problem.
And he also said, you know, he plays high risk. So, I mean, high risk, high chance of turnover. And that's all the Nurgle needs. Nurgle also are going to shut down any kind of ball control game. You know, once he does knock a ball loose, where's he going to go with it? He's going to try and hand it off, and that's not going to go anywhere. So, yeah, absolutely. He's going to pick up that beast of Nurgle. He's still going to have inducements because his team's so bloaty with necessary bench. He's going to get a wizard, too, or who knows what else he needs. Maybe some bribes. Just take out the high-priority targets. Absolutely, Nurgle has this match.
As Dream5 says in chat, from personal experience, if things go well enough for the ball, the opponents have other things to think about than killing you. Yeah, and even when they think about killing you, Dream5, if you remember to bring your rubber armor, it doesn't matter.
That was actually the point I was going to make, that I just cast a Dark Elf versus Nurgle match last night between Metal and Dreamify, and that was a Dark Elf team that had only 11 players plus 2 stars, so they had 13, and when you keep elves coming off the bench, it's difficult for Nurgle, unless he gets mass casualties. But how do you get mass casualties against all that bloodstep?
Yeah, I
Well,
think
they removed
Red
themselves.
They're not going to remove themselves, though. This is the thing. Like, you're taking... It feels like high risk, but again, it's all very calculated. Like, Jake knows exactly what he's doing.
I'm back in the elves.
there's
here.
no-
I do love
Yeah.
how disgusted Superfed looks every single time someone says Rel isn't going to win. It's just, he just sits there going,
Because I have history.
he's just there
on
going,
my side.
you're wrong, and I'm just utterly unimpressed with you. It's his face. every
Crusader
time.
beat this team.
Mighty violent.
Crusaders
Mighty
Kislev beat this team.
Right.
Mike Kislev Slibbly beat this team, is what Slibbly did. Yeah, I'm sorry, the Nurgle's just not going to touch this team.
Okay, swinging back to the next one down, it's actually someone in chat who has already said he does not want to see either of these teams come through. I think is it 5, Spoonie? That Spoonie's in? Is it? No, it's not. It's
6.
6. My apologies. There's too many bloody divisions these days.
Yeah, let's just get rid of half the league.
Oh, crying about how big Rebel's going.
We're so big and popular and good.
Humble
yeah.
brag. Humble brag.
Does Metal even know the meaning of humble?
No.
No.
Yeah. Humble Bundle. They sell really good games for cheap. I've got a link somewhere.
Insert Metal's link here, yeah. Exactly.
Not if I beat him to it.
Not on my channel, buddy. Okay, so we've got Spoonie Bard, the Mutants in Humans Clothing, who is, to be fair, a team almost as disgusting, you could say, as Gdanik's that we saw earlier. And they're both on the same side of the bracket as well, which is quite scary. They could run into each other before we hit the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this team's actually even got a better record than that one, too. They're 12-1-0. Spoonie Bard has a troll with claw, guard, tentacles, and stand firm. So even though he hasn't rolled any doubles, though, this is a beautiful troll. And he's closing in on level 5. A couple Storm Vermin. I know, beautiful troll really got you there.
No, I was
Storm-
laughing at Marley in chat. They should give Kislev Griff. I'm thinking, no, they don't want that. When would Kislev ever be able to afford Griff? Ever.
When you're playing against Jake.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah. A couple Storm Vermin with block, Mighty Blow, Claw, and one's Piling On, one's Tackle and Horns, which I really like that choice. The throwers, one's a kicker, the other one is the dedicated ball carrier with extra arms, 2 heads, and big hand. And goblins with doubles. You like that? Well, there's 3 of them. One of them's wrestle, or 2 of them wrestle, one of them has horns, so it doesn't matter what you do to Cage, he's coming for you. And the other one is Blodge Step. So well developed team here from this underworld.
That poor Skaven thrower that has all the mutations in the world. I mean, did they leave that thing near a nuclear reactor or something?
He is snorting warpstone on a daily basis.
It's got
Fine
four.
pastime.
It's got 3 arms and a cannon, just for good measure.
It's like a spider at this point.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Doesn't Big Hand give it an extra arm as well?
Yes, so it's got 4. It's got 4 arms, but one of them's replaced by a cannon.
But that thing is legitimately an insect at this point.
Right, and it is going on to face one of the dudes from bottom of... Is it 6E is Lion?
No, Division 4 metal.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Who left him in charge?
See, this is why you guys are the experts and I just direct the action. So tell me why Awkward Silence is going to beat Spoony Bar.
Well, awkwardly. See what I did there? They're not secured yet, although they are undefeated up to this point in the season, are Awkward Silence. It's 7 wins and 5 draws. And it's stats coming out their ears. Actually, 3 Black Orc blocker for some reason. That's Thugonomics, though. We've got 2 Strength 4 blitzers down there, one of whom's Agi 4 as well, because he thinks he's a vampire. There's also Captain No Bants, and any team with Captain No Bants in is always going to have a chance.
He's not into the playing around, is he? He's a serious man as Captain No Bants.
Yeah, the strange thing about this team is that it's really weirdly developed, and yet nobody's beaten it. We've got 2 Strip Ball Mighty Blow players. We've got a Blodge Kick thrower. We've got a lot of rookie linemen. There's only 12 players on the team. But it's not the most fantastic Orc team you've ever seen, and yet no one's beaten them. Which is actually strange.
So hang on, is Spoony Bard going to beat them?
No. Because
What,
G-Man,
Agi 3 Black Orcs are going to do something
because
here?
G-Man will win the match.
Show us where the hostage, or the guy holding the gun to your head right now is. Is he just to the left, to the right? Is that back him in the doorway behind you? Okay.
Maybe.
There's no way. There's no way. Because 5 draws, that means in overtime that those are going to be losses against this Claw Mighty Blow team. Yeah. Underworld have this one all the way.
Crusader?
I am inclined to think that Agility 3 on Thugonomics just means he runs to the injury box faster and more agile. So, yeah, I'm going with Underworld.
He's going to dance like a fairy, mate.
And he can do that in the injury box. That's fine.
Spoony, there's a lot. I know you're in chat, and there is a lot of backing for you there, mate. There's a lot of backing. Now, we're going from one Orc team to a much bigger Orc team. One that is no stranger to either both playoffs and airtime, and Crusader is no stranger to this team either. It's got 3 legends, and it's got 1 guy who's 2 SPP away from legend. It's almost got 4 legends.
Which one of those legends is an Orc thrower? Let's be clear. Who does that?
I'm close.
Who does that? Yeah, well, I mean, you were close to winning your game as well, but how'd that work out?
Ooh, wow.
I wasn't playing for the win. I was playing for the draw. And against this particular team, I did play for the win, and I wasn't close. He was close.
Oh, the shots are being fired left, right, and centre. Holy moly!
Nah, Supervet knows I love him like a brother. We are the same person.
We are the same person.
One of you is just a more ginger person, right?
Right.
Ah, well, you know.
See, he's the soul missing part. I'm the soul. He doesn't have one.
Okay, so Crusader, have you got anything to say about this other than it's got an Orc thrower that did really well for himself?
I mean, we all know this team. We all know this team. We know this team kills things. It's probably nasty.
I don't know
He's
about
got
anyone
this.
else, but I find this
He's got
utterly,
this.
utterly hilarious. Who we're about to say he's facing. This is going to be a really, really funny podcast the week after this happens. Have you seen this yet, Harringzord? Do you know who he's playing?
Right, you ready for this?
Oh
That
my
noise was me dodging a bullet.
Suddenly he's not sad he lost because it's Kejiru's necro team. Oh God, Keji. Oh, Keji was
Ain't no
real.
party like a 6C party.
Oh God.
Keji won the division in the end after Rasta failed to beat McNaughton. So really, well, I can't really comment on that. But McNaughton beat me twice. So, but Keji's team it's not ready to face Papanasti, is it?
Don't make me do this for you.
It's undercooked. So,
Don't make me argue this for you.
okay, so now Arnold's has got block, and that's great. And then you've got a white with Mighty Blow, guard, and tackle. Another white with Mighty Blow. We've got standard Doggo, which is block tackle, and then really good Doggo, which is claw, palm, jump up. It's actually a really good werewolf, to be fair to Kejiru's. He's even picked up a ghoul now, and has been focusing on putting block on all the zombies. So he's not got any dirty players, but he has got a couple of block zombies, and one of them has kick. The interesting thing about Kejiru's is that he has very specifically stated that he does not want to be in the playoffs. And you can understand why.
He just plays for laughs, doesn't he? He didn't actually want to go. He just wants to have fun.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's gonna have fun.
So
you said a couple of things about doggos there. All I can see are doormats just waiting to happen, man. Just, line them up, lay them out.
So, who's going to win, fellas?
Don't even, Superfed. Don't even.
All I have to say is look at last season. Michaels only gave that win over to him in round 1 with a similar Nurgle team or a similar Necro team that was underdeveloped because of a quad skull in overtime, and he didn't even foul. Kejiru knows how to foul. Trust me.
Yeah, but if you make poor decisions like that, do you deserve to win?
Yes,
Poor decisions like a quad skull.
That is the worst decision of all.
They didn't even need to make that block. At least not in that situation.
Right? And that's who Papa almost lost to.
Nah, Papanasti's got this.
Keji's going to have upwards of what, like maybe 600k inducements or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
You could have 1 million, it won't help him.
He could just buy all the zombies in the world.
Chainsaw bribes. And
Papanasti's not afraid of that.
It's going to be like The Walking Dead in here. It's going to be endless waves of zombies.
And you know what that means? There's going to be endless waves of legends on Papanasti's team by the end
all
of
it takes is one of those legends to die, become a zombie, and Tilt will be just... The pinball machine will shut down, and that will be game over.
So is this
got this in the bag.
staggeringly, is this 2 votes in favour of Kejiru's over Papanasti to 1?
Yeah,
Harry Zord is a dirty rotten liar. He knows it.
This is the show, ladies and gentlemen, where we've just backed Kejiru's on a 1-season team to beat the biggest Orc team REBBL has ever seen.
Harry Zord, are you sure you want to throw down your reputation?
It is purely
on voting against Papanasti's.
It is purely because I want Kejiru's to keep going in the playoffs where he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, that's pretty
You're going to make that call? You're going to put your reputation on the line?
I don't have a reputation.
No, he's got a bad one.
He's got a reputation for making cool videos. That's about it. Right. The next one, I'm not sure if is this 100% confirmed? Is it Stubings? Is Stubings?
Yeah, Stubings is in the playoffs now, confirmed.
Oh, that's incredible. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it's happened. Because I knew it got a bit... I saw one of his games against...
Get to make the jokes, Mel. You get to make the jokes about the team.
I love this team. I just love it, man. I don't think he's got... He's lost the... this is just so good. Anyway, Superfed, tell me all about this team.
Straight up flatulence hailing from REL 2.
Back from REBBL originally, right? This is a...
REBBL, yes, indeed. This is a team that has... it's not kill chaos in the traditional sense. It's got a lot of nuance to it, and I'd say Stubings is a good coach to learn from if you want to play chaos at a higher level. We've got all 4 of the Nurgle Warriors. One of them is a bit fresh. The other 3 all have guard and block. One of them is blodge. One of them is mighty blow. Killer wise, there is Pestigore, who is so close to making legend. He will probably make legend in the playoffs. Great Brown Cloud. He's at 174 SPP. He's got Mighty Blow, Claw, Block, Tackle, and Piling On. And I'm assuming it's going to be either Juggernaut or Pro once he makes that Legend status. But we've got a Blodge, Sure Hands, 2 Heads, Ball Carrier, which seems to be pretty standard for all these Chaos teams that we're looking at. He has a Agi Up, Wrestle, Leap Beastman, who... yeah, he's niggled, but he's also got a level up that we're waiting to see. Maybe he'll go very long legs or tackle to get more reliable knockdowns
Could even be
there.
strip ball with that.
Could even be strip ball, yeah. And then we got back end Blowout, who is movement up, strength up, and Colin Bolin, who's block, tackle, mighty blow, and Scootin' and Tootin' the second with strength up and block as well.
I do like that he's even adapted to his new division and called one Pig Sofa's Beef Stew. That's pretty marvellous. No, I'm a big fan of this team. It's good jokes. Good jokes. And this is playing Monica, who is humans, believe it or not. Is that confirmed as well? Is that Monica definitely in? Is he another rel coach? I believe he's rel.
That's
He's
another...
rel coach, yeah.
It's rel 4, yeah. Rel 4, I think, is still... somewhat up in the air, I believe, for placement, but I believe Moniker still will be going.
Thank you, Cthulhu Collective, for the bits there, mate. It's the Drakwald Day Labourers, and they look fairly solid, to be fair. In
Yeah, one of the few human teams that have been sticking around a while in the rel. JJ Cash bailed for G-Man, but Moniker has stuck it out and has some solid development, but it's a bit tall and not wide, which is what you usually see on humans. So we have an Ogre. Mog the Mule has been around for a very long time. He got block right off the bat when this team started, and from there has grown into guard, break tackle, and stand firm.
There's a lot of stupid
setups. Yeah,
that's quite gross.
Harold the Hacksaw at Agi 5 as a human with a movement up and blotch guard. He's a blitzer, but he's Agi 5 and movement 8. So it's impressive. Benedict Arnold, Mighty Blow Tackle Pro. Going for Pro before anything else was a little odd, but he got an Agi up and a guard after that. And then catcher-wise, we've got a crazy strong catcher, Sid the Shovel, with agility up, strength up, wrestle, strip ball, and tackle. The ultimate ball hawk. And a guard lineman that is double niggled.
Double niggled. That's going to have a large target on his head for good old Stubings with
Terry Tennant.
Potential.
Team mascot.
So, who wants to shout for the Drakwald Day Labourers real quick? Who wants to support those guys? Who wants to support Stubings?
I got Stubings. Stubings is my boy.
I'm going to back the humans.
Crusader?
Because they have a silly player.
They have 2 or 3. Crusader, what is your opinion?
It's a good question.
Do you have an opinion? Do you even know what we're doing here? Have you completely...
Well, I mean... I don't know,
I'll make an argument
here.
here. They've actually they played against each other last season in Div 4. And Stubings won that one 2-0. So, just on history alone there, Stubings has shown himself to be the stronger coach, and his team is built to both pick this one apart physically, as well as wherever the ball goes, it is not safe. There's no sure hands on this team, no throwers at all. Stubings just he should have this one.
I mean, I personally find it hard to go past a team that has leap. So yeah, I'm going for the leaping chaos.
Well, it's rel either way, isn't it? But at this point, it's which rel. So, Zod, unfortunately, you didn't do enough to convince the world that Drakwald Day Labourers were worth their time. It's unfortunate for Monica. But he could be hungry
okay. We
for
can
the
find them
comeback.
at the front of a home depot later on.
Sword seems really disappointed in that.
Cthulhu Collector, thank you for the tier 2 sub there as well, mate. Very much appreciated. Welcome back. Now, we're going back to the Big O for this one. By someone who I do believe he's actually said he doesn't want to be there. He's a bit concerned.
I believe, actually, this position here is in flux.
Look at that.
I'm not 100% sure whether or not Reese is making it into the playoffs. Off the top of my head, he managed to lose his match to the Bretonians, I think.
It's basically
so
all down
there
to
is-
Werecaster and Jamis as to whether they can move up, isn't it, here at this point?
Yeah, from memory, that's the case. Yeah.
But assuming it's Reese and it's eighth vampire, we need a vampire team in playoffs. Otherwise, it's just not a proper playoffs, is it? After last season,
I mean, this is true. Assuming it's Reese, I mean, Reese has slogged it out with the vampires all season, from last season. Now, had a bit of a rough start with these vampires when he initially started. There was some, I think we call it learning pains. But, he's traveling along nicely. He's got his Agi 5 vampires, Hypno Gaze whenever he sort of wants to do that. Each of them have sort of got the skills they sort of need to survive. The big question I have is Thralls, who seem to cop a bit of a beating every now and then. His last match, his vampires were a bit hungry. Didn't actually hurt anybody, but certainly highlighted again. Just vampires, Thralls. If they lose their Thralls, it gets to be a bit dicey, doesn't it? But otherwise, Reese, very solid player, knows what he's doing.
some nice development on this team. I have to question. I still, every time I see this team, the plus Agi Blodge strong arm is an interesting one.
Reese doesn't mind throwing the ball around at all. You're not going to turn down agility up on a vampire anyway, because it just means
I'm not arguing for the agility up. I'm arguing for the
It's a
strong,
strong arm. That's weird. Like, why wouldn't you go passive or strong arm there?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I could not answer that question for you, but
We'll have to find out.
I've seen Reese play a few games, and he's a good coach. He knows what he's doing with the vampires. It's just a question of do the Thrall hold out, I guess.
This is actually going to play a G-Man coach, who is in chat, just chilling there. He's already passed his opinion. Vamps are tramps, apparently. Is this G-Man 4? Is Rama saying?
G-Man 5.
G-Man 5. That was close.
He's still 0 out of 20, or 10 or 20 or 20. I said 20. That's a word.
Out of the guesses, there's been plenty that I have just known. Right? Okay, so that's
Right. Okay, so the Voltrex Vanguard are now confirmed for second place, so this position is locked in. And as Crusader takes a massive vape,
Jesus Christ.
it's a high elf team. We don't see many high elves in the playoffs, do we?
It's because the only good elf's a dead elf.
Well, now we do. So you've got Galarian Wind's Breath, who's Mighty Blow and Tackle. Movement busted, but throw with Strong Arm, so Strong Arm on either team here, potentially.
Makes a bit more sense on the elf team, if I'm truly honest.
It does. There's a Blodge Step Blitzer. There's then a catcher with Strength 4 and Blodge. That's quite a nice piece. And the Blodge Step there on the other catcher. But he is Movement 7. Got one guard. We got one Agi 5. We got one Wrestler. We got a Standard Blodge. In total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players on the team. They come in at 1740 TV. But they still have to play their last game of the season, which is against, I will remember it shortly, the Royal Blue Griffins, who are another High Elf team. So, theoretically, against other High Elves, they shouldn't take any more casualties, and their team should be looking all right for this one.
Couple of players just ready to nudge over a level if you can find the SPP in the right place. Couple of passes farmed on the thrower could see a level there. The Blitzer with a Mighty Blow could easily bring in a Kaz if he wants to. There's a catcher
Interesting little factoid for you as well. The Strong Arm Thrower was once taken down on a 3 red dice by a Nobbler.
Tells me everything I need to know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's just a fact.
Okay.
I was presenting a fact.
Apparently his opponent has had to concede they can't play the match at all, unfortunately. So we'll have to get that process so we can get the team ready for playoff invitations. Well, fellas, what do we think? Who's going to win this one?
I don't think vampires are ever going to repeat what the G-Man vampires did last season.
Well, G-Man is literally home of the vampires, right? That's where Transylvania is, in Europe.
Yeah, it was very much miracle stuff from Random Guy last season. So, I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that.
I don't think you're going to give Reese enough credit here. Reese knows what he's doing, knows what he has to do, and just plays some good old solid Blood Bowl. None of this namby-pamby elf shit.
Super Fed, I believe you are once again the deciding vote. Is it Big O or is it G-Man?
I'm going to go with the Vortex Vanguard, or Voltrex Vanguard. The
You
High
can't
Elves...
say the name and you're going for it. Jeez.
I don't know.
Admittedly, he can't say the name of these
I don't know
players.
my, I don't know my divs, but he's got Mighty Blow. He can remove thralls just as fast as the vampires can, and the vamps don't even have a bench. So, I mean, as soon as they go down numbers, they're going to have a bad time. And I think if they play the passing game against high elves with 4 catchers, they're also going to have a bad time. So I'm gonna go stick with the high elves. Plus, it's nice to see a high elf actually in the playoffs.
Ramesset is for some reason happy that I've predicted him to win.
Like,
Awkward.
wasn't it the I don't know. Right. The next team I'm going to discuss, because I know this one very well. I've played this team, and it is, of course, he is going to win the first round. Unsurprisingly, he's going to beat a bye week. He is
King of G-Man himself.
The self-proclaimed King of G-Man. And he plays the winner of Reese or Ramesset, which could be bad news for both of them. To be fair, he's actually sat at 2100 team value when he gets Officer Gonzalez back. Where are we? Here we go. We've got Huffer, who is an Agi-1 block guard Black Orc. We've got Misha, who's block guard, stand firm, diving tackle, break tackle. Basically putting diving tackle wherever you want it. Arcane Golem, block guard, stand firm, tackle. Scar, block, again, guard, mighty blow, stand firm, grab. Look at this line of Black Orcs. It's anything. It'd make Papa Nasty green. See what I did there? Couple of killers. The infamous Knife Juggler, who is clearly the worst orc in the history of the game, and I've been told to say that.
I'd like to see the immigration papers for Officer Gonzalez. Does not.
He was a
sound like
rel
that's
import,
legit.
wasn't he? He was a rel import. He came from Hall's Boys in Blue. Yeah, I'm very interested to see who is going to go through to face Gerber, because I can't imagine either Ramesset nor Reese would be particularly happy with that matchup.
Loving that dirty player guard combination.
Dirty player wrestle guard. It's like, yeah, alright. It's a bit of a weird.
Well, more guards always a good thing, isn't it? But yeah, we've been asking the question for like 5 seasons now as to whether Orc will work. And it did for a bit, and then it didn't for a long time. And now all of a sudden it's working tremendously well again, is Orc.
Ramesset is apparently hyped to beat Gerber. Okay. Right, gentlemen, I think
I can see it.
we're at the halfway point of the show. I think it would be wise to take a quick break. We'll play some music. We'll throw the break screen on. We'll go and refresh ourselves with a drink and a toilet break, and we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Does that sound fair?
Sure.
So 10 minutes, got it.
Don't make me don't make out like I'm making you do it. It's a 3-minute break. We'll be right back, fellas. Stay tuned.
All right, we're actually up. Cool.
Yeah.
Right, no indication from Metal aside from him pulling out his headset at all.
Yeah, we gotta see what the wife wants.
Oh gosh, we're in the wrong setup for the Discord. Oh, look at that. Hello, fellas. We back?
Yeah, I don't think you muted us, though.
They should play the thing he keep talking about in podcast. No, Cthulhu, that's for Friday. That's for Wednesday. That's for Haringzord stream.
It's pretty good.
It's going to be amazing when that comes through. I'm going to be very, very pleased with that. Now, we're moving swiftly on. Is everyone back? Is Crusader vaping into the camera? Yeah, he's back. Bloody. Did anyone else know that Crusader vapes, by the way?
I did not. Please tell me more, sir.
In fact, it's not. We're going to REBBL before we go to Big O. It's actually a wave from Div 1 Superfed.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us all about it.
Wave. He had an interesting end to the season against Lumi, but Waves Lizards were pretty dominant throughout the season. I was one of the few teams that bested him. He does still have a game to play against the #1 team, Horny Cricket, so he may not be in this exact same shape when he gets there, but he's got a natural one-turning skink, which is the first thing that I'll talk about on this team. Movement 10, sprint, sidestep, so he's got a bench to keep him safe too, so he certainly is never out of a match. Doesn't matter how far ahead you get, that skink can always bring it back. The normal ball-carrying skink is Pierce, and he is Blodge with Agi 4, catch and sidestep. He's also got another Blodge step with diving tackle, and an extra movement up skink, just for good measure. Source-wise, though, he's got plenty of guard. 3 block guard source, one of them with dodge, one with mighty blow. Actually, no, that's 4. Another one with mighty blow block as well. So, and then a guard Saurus, so we've got 5 guard across the Saurus. Additionally, we've got or across the lizard team, and then he's got a piling on mighty blow tackle, break tackle Saurus, which is his killer and bruiser, and Flint is a break tackle frenzy tackle piece. So
yeah, but this is
all
also
the
the man
different
who
things
uploaded a skink, right?
this is the man that uploaded a skink. He is also the guy that went full tilt and decided to start fouling with Saurus on like turn 4 or 5 against Lumi. So
It was. I saw that match on Lumi's stream. It was an interesting display. Let's leave it at that, right? Now,
so
he's going against someone we're all very familiar with, and if you've never heard of this man, you need to pay more attention because he's one of the undisputed kings of touchdowns when it comes to REBBL. And Crusader, tell us all about
21 touchdown difference at the moment, I believe it is. Plus 21. Again, another case of having a Swiss rounds at the end of the normal season, so I don't have the up-to-date team.
He's actually up
sure
to plus 23 TD diff.
There we go. Yeah, what is there to say about Morka? Other than the man does not know when to stop running in touchdowns. Pretty sure the elves are still out on the pitch running him in now as we speak. But again, you may have to run through the team as to what's on there because I've only got blood.
He's very much REBBL Zenarian, isn't he? As far as that goes.
Yeah, I think it's a fairly safe
tackle ward answer. We've got a strip ball sidestep ward answer. They're not very developed, these ward answers, but one did die in one of his Swiss games. I think it was the tackle that replaced it. He's got a Agi block catcher. He's got a block sidestep catcher. He's got a block sidestep Agi sure hands catcher. He's got a block diving tackle catcher. He's got a tree that's a rookie. He's got an accurate safe thrower. And he's got a minus agility dodge kick lineman, which I understand why he wouldn't want to get rid of because kick is so good.
Yeah, kicking on with elves is just phenomenal. I mean, like, there's a very big difference between these two teams. Race aside from all of that. But Morka's played with the best. He knows how to play the game. And Wood Elves in his hands are just magical. This man puts on a display. As we said, plus 24 touchdown, 24, 23, 24, something like that. That's all you got to say about the man. The team, he plays a great game of Blood Bowl. He knows exactly what he has to do. and he'll do what he needs to do. He'll get
Pretty
it done.
looking team. It'd be a shame if something happened to it, and that something happening to it is going to be just a pile of lizards that also pile on, and
he's
foul
afraid.
as well. Fouling lizards. Come on,
Fouling with Saurus lizards.
that's going to be the removal game, which is exactly Morker's weakness. That's why I had to
They're gonna
rebuild from
try.
scratch.
They're going to try.
Is this coming down to my call to split this?
It is.
It
yeah.
is.
Tough one. Genuine tough one, actually.
No sure hands versus triple war answer.
The thing with Wave and the Skinky Island boys is they were sort of the 14th team we put into REL 1 this season. We bumped them up from Division 3. And so we were sort of chancing that he might be able to survive in there. And he's gone and finished like second in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And this Lizard team just has this habit of appearing in the last 16 every season. And then losing just before he gets the hype bit.
I was going to say, this will be its third shot at playoffs, right? In 3 seasons.
They just have
Absolutely.
this habit of just appearing in the latter stages of the playoffs every season. And you don't really know how they got there, because they Apo Skinks and they fouled a Saurus, but they keep getting there.
You can't make those mistakes against Morka, though.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Lizards.
Oh, giving it to Rel. Big O taking a beating
the
tonight.
wrong,
Big
making the wrong call
Big
there,
O
Harry
tonight
Zoe.
have had 2 nominated teams to make it through to the round of 32 so far. It's a flipping good job they have a bye still to come, because otherwise they'd be in awful trouble. Right. Moving rapidly on before this turns into a proper argument. We've got a lad that has also been in playoffs before. It's good old A-Grain from I don't know which div.
Yeah, he's currently in Div 7, which is the one that I admin for. And guess what, guys? It's another Rel Nurgle team.
There's a lot of Nurgle coming through from Rel though this season.
It's just everywhere. It's spreading like an infection. So this one has a guard, Beast of Nurgle. The 4 Nurgle warriors all have block. 2 of them have Mighty Blow. 3 of them have guard. 1 of them has claw. And Pestigore-wise, we've got the standard killer Pestigore with block, Mighty Blow, tackle, claw. Another one that is block, Mighty Blow, claw. And wrestle, tackle, movement up 1, as well as the ball carrier, which is sure hands and strength up. So a couple tackle spread apart on this team, and then a dirty player Rodder, but currently sitting at just 11 players. Actually, no, not a 10, so he needs a loner Rodder or 2.
Yeah, so we've actually got a bye still to come as well for this one. So it could have even more SPP in the tank.
It's concerning when you see a team that has skills that are sort of arranged in a block, as opposed to like bits and pieces. It's just a block of skills.
Says, wow. Hey, oh look, a team with Rumble that wins. That's brutal.
Man.
That's brutal. Right, and their opponent is a very famous gentleman. Many people will know him. He has probably quite a lot of leather-bound books. And he also has a wife that is allegedly chained up and forces her to cook for him. It's good old Andy Davo.
Twice toasted crumpets. What the fuck is that?
And tuna on pizza and stuff. It's not good.
Oh.
It's Andy Davo and Davo's Dark Delights.
Okay, he has 9 blodge pieces on this team. That's quite a lot of blodge, if we're honest.
There's a lot of right. Andy actually famously complains a lot about this team because apparently it's dead boring and he doesn't have very many good players.
Yeah, it's at 1910 team value at the moment, our Davo's Dark Delights. We've got a Mighty Blow, Blodge Step, Guard, Blitzer. We've got a Blodge Step. We've got a Blodge Step, Dive and Tackle. We've got a Blodge. We've got a Wrestle, Dodge, Tackle, Strip Ball, Leap, Witch Elf. And we've also got another Blodge Witch Elf. We've got a Runner with Pass and Accurate and Leader. We've got a Rookie. And then we've got Blodge Tackle, Blodge, Blodge Step, Blodge, and Block. So I understand what he's saying, and that it is quite a boring team, but it doesn't make it a bad team.
Right, worthy of note. Two things that I know about this team. One, they lost a player who had Mighty Blow. They had a proper good killer who Drizzt has now evolved to replace, who actually died to shadowing as he tried to dodge away from Sean Mann's induced stab, and dodged away from shadowing Prehensile Tail, fell on the floor and died. And another thing I know about this team is that he actually got battered by Sean Mann. Sean Mann took a chunk out of this team. He also almost got one turned against by Kemri.
Hey, we try.
So, I'm just putting out there that that's some information about this team. Who's going to win?
I feel like we already had this debate. It's a Rel Nurgle team against a really bloaty Dark Elf team. And there's more than one tackle piece on the Nurgle team, so they got this.
Yeah,
and really, if what's going to happen here is Andy Davo is going to spend 7 turns trying to surf as many Nurgle players as possible, and then turn 8 he's going to snake something, and it's going to lose the game.
You know what? That sounds a lot like Davo, to be fair.
That's 100% what's going to happen. I've seen his streams before.
The thing is, though, it is Davo, and he does win Blood Bowl matches with Dark Elves. What is he, like top 5 in the world? Dark Elf coach or something?
He's just won. Was it OCC he just won? Actually, this past week, he's the champion of OCC or something. So he's not a bad coach.
He's pretty good.
So I know that I'm trying to make your argument for you, Haringzor. Just bring in.
No, my argument is that Andy Davo is pretty good at Blood Bowl.
That's a fair argument. That's
fair argument.
That's a fair argument. Crusader, do you want to break this tie?
Yeah, I mean, it is a fair argument, but he had a player die to shadowing. I'm giving it to Nurgle.
Yeah!
Wow. Fair. Now the next team. I'm not unsure whether to let Haringzord make this argument or not, because it's mine.
Have you seen which one it's against?
Yeah,
oh my god.
Hilariously on the bracket, it's me versus Crusader.
I would like to say that it'll be me, but it's not going to be me.
I'd love to say it'd be you just because it'd be hilarious, but...
I mean, you can have the team if you want, but just for shits and gigs for your sake. But yeah, I needed to win against G Doggedy, which I did do, but I would also needed to get +4 touchdown difference to tie Bush, whose Orcs are currently on like +8. So Bush is currently sitting ahead of me on touchdown difference. That being said, Starkweather and Haruma are yet to play, and if either of those two guys win their game, then they're going to take that spot.
Dr.
So
Nick,
it could go to Bush.
It's not just Filthy Nurgle team, it's my Nurgle team.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily qualified for playoffs yet, is it, Metal?
No, to be fair, right, it is unless Viking can beat Gerber. A tie is not good enough. So...
Okay. Are you feeling confident?
No. Not after I saw Manners versus Gaudi earlier today. Right, to be fair, right, I'm going to answer the point that I've talked about the 16-man roster. Macedonia and Kephalis were picked up from Riff in week 12, and Ganail was a loner from Dreamify just yesterday. Which is why they're there. I'm unsure whether I'm keeping them or not. But if you want to talk about the team, Harry, because you're the expert.
What have we got? Yeah, we've got a Turbo Block Beast of Nurgle, which has plus movement. So that is a fast slug thing. Yeah, it's pretty quick. You've got your 4 Nurgle warriors, and they are fairly disgusting in their own little way. All of the first 3 have Mighty Blow, Block, Claw, Guard, in that order. 2 of them then have Tackle, 1 is Strength, 5. Then you've got the Ancient Stepmother, who is Block Guard. Boxers from your mom is an Agility 5 Blodge Sure Hands Goat thing. Whatever floats your boat. You've also got the classic Frenzy Juggernaut Block Mighty Blow player.
Just got stand firm last night.
Just got stand firm last night, okay. And you've also got BO Spray from the Sister, who is the old Wrestle Tackle Strip Ball. And then a standard Pestigo with Mighty Blow, who I believe also leveled as well.
Yes, I'm pending to see what I face.
Okay.
It's going to be Claw or Tackle. It's a normal.
Right. Wrecked Guy the Second is a Dirty Player Kicker, and then you've got a bunch of Pokemon, essentially.
Wrecked Guy the Second was actually picked up from Random Boy.
Oh, there you go. That is things that make you go. Ugh.
So what, Steve? You were asking for interested in hearing why I went with what? Sorry.
Movement, I guess.
Movement on the beast because it was a non-doubled 10, and beasts that can get around are actually incredible. Already in 2 games, it has earned the TV I've spent on the plus movement immensely.
Wouldn't break tackle have been better?
No, actually, because then you've got to roll more dice. Beasts, you tend to want to put them somewhere and leave them there, and move lets them catch some of the faster players who were trying to thread through your lines.
All right.
You could have a
Understand the
sweeper
logic.
with wrestle and tackle, or you could have a sweeper with strength 5 tentacles and block stand firm.
Using a beast of Nurgle as a safety. I like that.
It's actually a possibility. It's pretty
Plus.
rapid.
Can't get movement 6 without movement 5.
Exactly correct. The full 16 players because 3 of them were free, so I didn't have to spend money, and therefore I can drop them without any, against the way I play my Nurgle is against a bash heavy team. I use the rotters as a blade of armor for the warriors, so that all they're hitting is my rotters, who I don't give a damn about, and all I'm hitting is their good players with my warriors. So hello.
Who are you facing anyway?
It says Crusader, but apparently it's not.
It won't be me.
Who is it, Crusader?
Unknown at this point. Completely unknown,
Do you
as I
want
said.
to take a guess?
I don't see Stark beating Jape. I can't remember who Hurum is playing though.
Let's talk about what would happen if Metal played Crusader. Crusader dies. There we go.
I mean, you can look at my team if you want, but
Actually, Aldar, that's very, very untrue, and I proved that last night. I didn't kill any elves and won. Thank you very much.
yeah. I will not be going through the playoffs, although I'm currently sitting third. I can't remember who Hurum is playing though.
Well, I mean, if you do go through the playoffs, it's a very nice Kislev team, and I'll very much enjoy killing them.
Well, I mean, I won't go through the playoffs. I can't. Mathematically, I just can't.
Okay, so who am I playing? Who from Big...
That's the thing. I don't see... I can't remember who Hurum is playing, though. I don't think Stark beats Jape.
It feels like you've had the time to look it up.
I don't have Blood Bowl 2 open.
I don't understand
Okay.
how Bush can get through. It can't be Bush.
I'm going to look up who
Bush can go through because he's got a better touchdown difference than I do.
Hiruma is playing against a Kislev team.
Swag, that's right. If I was a betting man, I would be saying you're most likely going to be playing against the Flying Rainbow Pony.
Hiruma. Okay, we'll talk about Hiruma.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Flying Rainbow Pony sounds like they're going to love a Nurgle match like this.
Well, actually,
They won't.
I've played Hiruma when he was playing Nurgle, and I was playing Undead in 1 minute, and it went very bad for him. And yes, Viking, we're working on,
would not like this match.
we're working on where the positioning currently is, not how we expect it to be. Obviously, your game tomorrow still.
What is it with the Big O and keeping stat busts? Huruma's team's sitting on like 5.
Yeah, I mean, gives him decent line of scrimmage fodder. This is one of 3 teams that Metal will face, and it's up in the air. Like, if Swag beats Huruma, then you'll be playing Bush. If Stark loses to Jape, so yeah.
As the Big O expert,
this is the most likely.
This is the most. Okay, we'll take this as the most.
I would think this is the most likely team you'll.
Well, I've not actually got to kill high elves for a while, so that'll be fun.
And you should kill this team.
Just stop hugging the pixels and release the team when they're fine.
I mean,
stat
if you're gonna let me
armor
punch
busting.
an Agi 6 catcher, I mean an armor value 6 catcher, I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. By the by.
Yeah, Huruma is a good coach. His team, is a bit worse for wear. But Huruma's play style is very much I'll score in 2 by just passing the ball around.
The problem with Nurgle is there's a lot of stink.
Yeah, Exactly
Sorry, I'm doing Harry's odd job. Harry's odd, you should be doing this.
Yeah. If Nurgle covers enough of the field with the aforementioned stink, then Huruma's passing play, like the 2-turn passing plays, are thrown out the window. He did play in a blizzard against Jape, which basically did the same thing. And, you know, that game devolved into a bit of a scrum, and Jape managed to win that game, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I know, yeah, he did. He did win that game.
No, if Viking wins, Manus Astra's Orcs drop down into the spot to face.
Yes. It's either myself or it's Manus. And Manus is no slouch.
Yeah, this is the team I think you're most likely to face. The other two teams are a human team, the Bay Area Butchers, or Bush's safe moves first, and Bush has been gunning to go to Div 3. So, which is not happening, Bush.
No. No, it's not.
So, yeah. So this would be my money. This is where you're most likely to face. And as much as I love Haruma, and I begrudgingly love the Flying Rainbow Ponies, I think your Nurgle team sort of just rolls over it. Just based on his playstyle and what he's got on the field.
Superfed, you've not talked for a while. Would you like to add a couple of cents to the conversation?
Yeah, like I said, I think there's too many stat busts here. This is a rough looking high elf team. They've got a couple magic pieces, you know, the Leap Agi 5. If you could set up a one turn in the middle of Disturbing Presence, maybe.
See,
just roll sixes. Just roll sixes. But no, G-Man's got this one.
To make Steve happy, if it is me versus this team, I will cut some rotters just so I can collect some new Pokemon.
Papa Nurgle loves you.
Papa Nurgle loves stink. He loves fun. He loves fun. Yeah, I can't not back myself here, obviously. Again, yes, I know Viking could end the dreams, but he's got to beat Gerber. So, you know, we're putting that out there.
Just onwards, anyway, onwards.
Onwards to Aldar, of course. Aldar now locked, is he not? We don't necessarily know if he's going to be in this position or not, do we?
No, we do. He won last night.
Did he? Yeah, but I thought he had to. Has he actually locked in the first place in this?
He's locked in the first place now. Yeah.
This is where Ramesset's from, isn't it? As well. Yeah. I found the right div, by the by.
Hey, well done, you.
Look at me. I know what I'm doing.
Pink Power Puff.
At that time.
God damn it. This also the potential opponent for whoever wins that last matchup. So super important again and interesting to me and Aldar and whoever else is there.
Yeah, so we'll talk a bit about Pink Power Puffer. They are a Necro team, and their werewolves are okay. We've got a Blodge, Tackle, plus Movement one, Cat and Pink. And then Pink Zilla is the Mighty Blow, but hasn't rolled another double-digger Pom yet, which is a shame. The Flash Golems aren't bad either. We've not really had to pay the tax because the werewolves aren't really hugely overpowered yet. So the Golems are looking good. We've got and actually 4 Blodge White, which I think is what we're actually using as the ball carrier on this team, Count Pinkula. Mr. Pink the second is Mighty Blow. And then we've got 2 Guard Zombies, which is very nice. We've got 2 Dirty Players, one of whom has Kick and a Block and a Wrestle as well. Pinks 1 through 7. Interestingly, no random elf names.
There's a lot of Aldar's div in the chat at the moment, and there's a lot of interesting comments flying about. Ambitank, Aldar is bad. Aldar's team has a lot of good whites. Oh wait, says Ambitank, who killed one of Aldar's whites. Aldar wants apparently this matchup. Cthulhu Collector wants Aldar to win so that he can say beat the champion.
Steak Mittens just wants Haringzord to grow a beard.
Well, we all want that, but you know.
Haringzord, get your phone out again.
Right. This is an interesting one, because this is potentially, if this is right, it looks like Aldar has to go through Nurgle to potentially get more Nurgle.
Papa Nurgle loves you.
Guess what, guys? It's another Well Nurgle team.
What division is this one
I know
from?
what you've been waiting for.
Superfed, what division is this one from?
This one is also from Division 7. So Division 7 is sending 2 Nurgle teams.
Papa Nurgle does that for you, doesn't he?
He does. Now, this coach, though, is making a return appearance to the playoffs, and he has a little bit of a legend behind him. Stouticus, undefeated in the first round, even if you put him up against Sage. So Stouticus making his return appearance. He's got Beast and Nurgle with guard. All of his Nurgle warriors have block. He recently lost one, so lost some development there. One has guard, one has Mighty Blow and Claw. Pestigore-wise, you got Ball Carrier Pestigore with an Agi up and Blodge. no sure hands on this team, but there's no strip ball over there to really matter about it. He also has strip ball himself on a wrestle tackle Pestigore, so keeping that elf strip ball play alive. And Mighty Blow Claw Killer Pestigore and a movement up block Pestigore. But I like this team, and they've had a good record. I think they're currently 8-3-1 or 8-3-2 for the season.
Worthy of note, as chat is so rightly pointing out, Dark Cannon could take their spot, but currently they are in this position. So it's all about tomorrow for Dark Cannon as to what's going to happen from there. But for now, that's what's there, so that's what we'll take. Who's going to win this one? Is it going to be Aldar and his Necro, or is it going to be all over before it starts at the hands of some Nurgle?
That Necro looks like it's built to bash and built to play the game that Stouticus would want. So, for me, it's gotta be Stouticus.
I don't actually think that Aldar had to come through any Nurgle teams in Division 5. There was one Nurgle team, actually. There was Brutal Geometry in Division 5. And what I'm going to do now is go and look up his result from that game, just to see if he has any chance at all here. Let's have a look. He played him. Where was it? This is making great television.
Yeah.
It was 1-1. So there you go.
So that means it can all play towards overtime.
That doesn't tell us anything really. That was a really well developed Nurgle team actually. The Pyramid of Cruelty did some damage, which is a great name for a player. But anyway, yeah. Dunno.
Is regional pride common sense?
I'll back Aldar.
Crusader?
For reasons I haven't worked out yet.
Very convincing. Crusader, what do you think?
Aldar.
That's a 2-1 to Aldar then.
Yeah. How you like that? How you like that, Fed?
Why are we giving Kislev coaches the deciding vote anyway?
Because he left all up and over it. Anyway, Jeff 7733. I believe that's REL again, isn't it? Or am I completely off base?
That's REL.
Yeah. That is coming from 9D.
Superfed having to do a lot of work to figure out where all these guys are from.
Yeah, foul targets. We're reaching deep into the crevices of REL and finding a Wood Elf team.
I do love the names of the team. It's not really hard. It worked very hard, has he?
I mean, at least they're not ASCII rats, so there's
Yeah,
that. 921 is this record. He's got a Wrestle Tackle War Dancer. He's got an Agi 5 Sidestep Frenzy War Dancer. I would guess that his sole purpose in life is to surf and surf and surf. Couple catchers. One of them is Blodge and Sure Feet. The other one is a rookie. We've got an Agi 5 thrower, so a couple Agi 5s on this team. Fresh Tree, and a bunch of lineman level ups. Actually, a bit more lineman development than I would have expected for a one-season Wood Elf team, but my guess is just MVPs fall where you don't want them to.
Yeah, soaking it all up on the players. He's got 12 players as well, which is impressive for a Wood Elf team in one season.
I mean, when you get a lot of buys, that can happen.
I think he's going to need those 12 players because his opponent is probably and potentially Manasatra from G-Man 1, who is a bit of a big deal, apparently.
Yeah, I cast his game earlier today where he nicked his spot, despite playing against Gaudi's Ravens Claws. And
despite having 4 players on the pitch on turn 4.
Yeah, by the end of turn 4, the Orcs have been reduced to 4 players.
I thought it was 5, wasn't it 5? It was 4 movable players and a stunned guy.
Yeah, the stunned guy then got fouled off.
Oh, yeah, he did, yeah. That's right, that's correct.
And then that was with Dewar Tigers being up TV, so they didn't have any babes ready to help them get those KOs back. But they somehow won the game. So
you can see in Fed's face right now, he wants to try and back Rel, but he just can't. He's got look at him. Look at him. He's like the animal that's shat in the house. He knows he's in trouble.
I mean, the quote-unquote star man of this team is more Blitzoir, who is a POM tackle pro jump-up blitzer. But the actual star of this team is Grubnash, a war chief, who is a Black Orc blocker with POM jump-up block and tackle.
Yeah, Dreamfire, you really need to catch the game from this afternoon. It was insane.
It's a fantastic animation when that Black Oak goes piling on. It's marvellous. There's another Strength 4 Orc thrower because that's just what we get all the time. And
There's a lot of
is
steroids flying around in Rebel, I feel.
Yeah, this is a team that's worth a watch, actually.
Right, so how does Jeff beat this team, Superfed?
We go back to Staticus style Wood Elves. You get a junk load of inducements, and you're going to have your Elf, your Jordell, you're going to have a Wizard. You just take out that niggled Black Orc as soon as he piles on a Line Elf, and you just play the ball. You don't need to play the Orcs, play the ball.
Hangzod?
Manazapra is going to win this Blood Bowl match.
And you know that Herenzord never curses a favorite team.
Who are we giving it to, Crusader? Rel or G-Man here?
I mean, the Elves will try and play the ball. The Orcs are going to play the Elves. They're going to bang on them like skin drums.
So we're giving it to G-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Crusader is one hold a grudge, isn't he? Jesus Christ.
What grudge? I'm a Wood Elf coach at heart. I love my Wood Elves, but these Orcs are just going to pull them apart. Peace.
Now, I'm unsure about this. I'm really reaching for this next match because I'm pretty certain it's not what I've got on the list. I'm listing Thessa versus Ken, but I'm unsure if that's the case.
Ken is unlikely to make it.
What about Thessa?
He's pretty much in, but he might finish first. He will finish first or second, I believe.
Which division?
REL
5?
something.
Four?
Four.
So hang on. Everyone's bagging on me and nobody knows themselves is what we're getting here. Yeah?
Apparently Thessa is locked.
Thessa is locked. Locked and
He's
loaded.
a lock.
Le Grand Bleu. It's not more Nurgle, is it? No, it's not. It's Wood Elves.
So this is Wood Elves. This Wood Elf team has a bit more to like. If you didn't like the last one I put up here, we've got a War Dancer with Tackle, Strip, Ball, but this one also has Mighty Blow and Sidestep. The other one is a movement up instead of an agi up, and Tackle and Sidestep. Again, he lives to serve. 2 catchers. First catcher is a movement up, Sure Feet, Sidestep. So there's your one turner right there. And you've got another catcher that is Agility 6 with Leap and Block.
Hey, he runs like wind's still alive!
Yes, runs like wind's still alive.
Niggle though.
He used to be on my Razor Leaf team. Yeah.
We've got a Blodge Guard Line Elf and a Guard Wrestle Line Elf. I don't know why you go Wrestle after the Guard, but you did. And then Tree with Guard and Block. So a very effective tree.
And Grab as well.
But all in all, this is probably the best Wood Elf team that's active in the REL.
That's a bold claim. It's good level ups and some good stats. Right, who is he going to be playing if it's not Ken?
I'm looking at the fixtures, and it seems to me like the likely scenario is that he is going to be playing against Creatan.
Mighty Reptiles. We'll do that one.
Yeah.
I like how
he just
that
needs
Wood
a
Elf's
point.
going to be more to bullshit about.
Creatan just needs a point against some kind of wizard
Yeah,
to knock Ken back. But he could be overtaken by Natty Dreads. The problem is that Big Easy TP is taking on Infinite Pink, who's currently in second place with a Nurgle team. But then if Natty Dreads get in, it's more Chovs. So maybe we want lizards. I don't know.
I'm going to back Creatan because I feel like the match against some kind of wizard is easier than Natty Dreads' match against Infinite Pink.
Well, anyway, Mighty Reptiles are a team that I played against last season with the Bargain Brunches, and they won. As in, I didn't win. The Lizards won. Like, come on. The Croxigor has Block. We've got a Blodgesaurus. We've got a Block Frenzysaurus, which is an interesting piece. Block Guard, and then the Pom Tackle Saurus as well. Also Block Guard, whose armor value 8 now. But the Agi 5 Sidestep Diving Tackle Skink is quite a piece.
And there's the other Guy Germain as well, who is Sidestep, Sprint, Sure Feet, Block. pretty nice too.
Yeah, superb one-turn threat, that. So, and of course, the RG5 means you can actually pass the ball quite some distance comfortably.
So who wins then? Is this Lizard team fit for purpose to take out the elves?
Crusader, I'm gonna make it easy on you. Are you gonna vote against your former player?
I will, much like Solomon, hear all sides of the argument.
Well, okay, if you're gonna make me work for it. The Wood Elves actually do phenomenal defense. I actually used their match against Rusty Seabutter to do just a kind of a case study in how to play against the Elf screen when you're in a bash team and how not to do it. Was Rusty's example there, but he screens incredibly well. He attacks the ball while still giving no ground on the pitch, and he's really good at just the flat-out stall. So I fully expect Thessa to make it to the next round, and he did last season as well. So that's why he's up where he is as a former playoff coach.
I'm not even sure if Mighty Reptiles have got enough to handle that. We've obviously got the Pom Tackle Saurus who could do some work, but he's going to have to do a lot of work. You're pretty much needing a removal per turn from that guy. He's also got a Frenzy, which, as we know, is poor man's tackle. But other than that, there's no sure hands on the team. I'm assuming there's a strip ball won't answer.
There is.
Yeah.
And there's literally nowhere that's safe because we got a movement upward answer as well. So
And
if you're
this-
trying
this-
sideline
this-
cage, you're going to the crowd.
There's not all that much guard to protect against the leap. I'm actually going to have to go with the Wood Elves.
Well, that makes it very easy. We don't even need Crusader's opinion, but Crusader, just for completeness sake, is anyone a back
Wood
to
Elves.
Lizards? No.
Wood Elves.
Okay. Well, we'll stick with Crusader because we're heading down to the Big O. We're going to be talking about a team that is pretty much the most injured team in the entirety of REBBL. This team has the highest casualty differential against. Like, it's negative casualty
64
differential.
or something like that, or something.
It's something. It's like 60 or 59 or something stupid. It's like 67 inflicted incurred
Hey,
casualties.
look. Big O, not firing stat busts. Who'd have thunk it?
I mean, yeah.
They're the most beautiful pixels you'll ever see.
Oh yeah, no, terribly. Slice started the season by opening up the treasury and buying a whole bunch of players on the market.
It was basically the only way he managed to actually have a team, wasn't it? Because he got absolutely murdered
something
last
like
season as well.
Well, to be fair, they've got him to playoffs.
Yeah. I think he picked up 2 or 3 of James's former James Typhoon's former Skaven. But like the big money blitzer, this big money Storm Vermin died last week or the week before or something like that. So what is his team going for? Well, I mean, it's got strength 4 frenzy gutter runner.
With
That has
leap
leap.
and arm value 6.
Yeah. You know, he's done well considering he's taken all the casualties he's taken.
I don't understand how this team wins games. I just...
It's like a go-kart that died, and you just kind of taped together all these parts, and you pushed it down a hill. And you know, the downhill ride being Big O1, you can just kind of coast and let momentum carry you through Big O1. But now he's in playoffs, and he's got to go up a hill with parts that he has left. And
I vaguely remember like agility 5 gutter runners on this team and like 1-turners and things like that. It's just it has not been.
I think this must be the classic example of a team that scores 7 touchdowns before it's killed entirely.
Well, I mean, it
technically won the
played.
game.
Yeah, it played Finn. When did it play Finn? What round was that? Round 12, I think it was, or the last round. Round.
at 2, Eric was a 4-0 win for round first. Yeah.
It played against Finn, and Finn killed off the agility 5 gutter runner and killed Al Provolone. It's taken a hell of a lot of a beating.
It's affectionately known as the Rat Lovers Cthulhu to the recap teams.
It's not a team I'm particularly looking forward to making a recap video for. Not a recap, a hype video.
Yeah,
but
well,
super fair to have
how
experience
many-
of that too.
Mine was great. Don't
Now-
you even deny it. How many Big O hype videos have you really had to make, though? You know, play the numbers there.
I believe his opponent is actually... We talked about him earlier when we were talking about good old... We talked about a Solar Dragonfire's pro in a party because we do think they're finishing slightly higher, and it looks like they're probably going to be playing Regnin, I believe. And the Revenge of the
that's
Franks.
what we're going to do.
So what does that battered rat team really want to see on the other side of the pitch?
Nobody.
It's probably not this team, is it?
Well, they're so used to playing orcs, so, you know, I'm sure they'll have experience in this field. But Regnin's orcs are first led by a blitzer, who's a ball carrier at Agi 4, Blodge, Sure Hands, Fend, and Guard. He's got a killer that's just been feasting on elves all season long with Mighty Blow, Tackle, Piling On, Pro, and he just got another level up, so I'm expecting either Jump Up or Juggernaut to really help with the Wrestle Rats.
Actually, he's confirmed.
You going Guard? Oh, interesting. You know, Guard does stuff when you're on the ground sometimes, when you stand him up.
Orc teams, if Gerber's team is anything to go by, Orc teams with lots of Guard tend to do very well.
Yeah, I just only go with Piling On. But moving on, he's got Stand Firm 1 with Guard, Mighty Blow, and Tackle. He's got another Jump Up 1 with Piling On, Tackle, and Mighty Blow. Where this team lacks a little bit is in the Black Orc department because there's one Black Orc to rule them all, which is Buck Plank Chest, who is Strength 5, an MVP hog, and he has Block, Guard, and Stand Firm. Two of the other Black Orcs are rookies. The other one is Block, Guard. And he does have a Wrestle Dirty Player line orc.
And just
all in all, this team is built to just punch things. And it does that.
So how does Schleiss Crusader beat the orc team?
The sheer malignant will?
Yeah, okay.
What he does is he doesn't actually look at his own players to see how broken they are.
Yeah, I mean, if you just do these things and then just click around the place, eventually things might happen. I don't know. He gets a boatload of inducements and buys a team.
Hello, sir. Can I buy a team, please?
Yeah, I've already, not picked Big O where it would be appropriate to do so. I think I hesitate to use the word might. I think this is going to be another case of rats getting murdered. Well, more murdered.
Superhead, it feels like he's making the argument for you. Have you got anything to add to Dead Rats?
The only time Regnin has really stumbled is when he's been out-bashed all season long against elves. I mean, I think he had T-Self down to 4 players after, 5 turns. So, he lives to bash elves and squishy things like rats. I expect him to do that here.
Dreamfire is very right in chat as well. He's used a word that I like a lot when it describes the Regnin and his repeated Frank teams. He is incredibly consistent.
Yeah.
anything to add to Dead Rats? Ketchup? Don't think it'll enhance the flavor.
Haringzod?
Yeah, I believe Mark Morrison once sang about Revenge of the Franks. Yeah, they're going to win.
Okay, well, that's nice and quick. We stick in hell. It's Uber the Nuber next, and is which division is Uber the Nuber from? Someone.
Uber the Nuber is from Division 5, and his High Flyers, or High Fivers rather, the Necromantic team. Just another Realm Necro team. That's all we are is Necro and Nurgle. We've got a couple Flesh Golems with Block and Guard. Whites with Guard, Tackle, and Guard, Mighty Blow, Dodge.
Oh god, these are horrific.
A couple Wolves that you might appreciate. Yeah, one's Agility 4 with Block, Dodge, and Palm. The other one is...
Oh my god.
Block, Tackle, Palm, and Dodge. So, yeah. Not one, but 2 Palm Wolves.
These Wolves are horrific.
Oh,
It's 8:45 in the morning. Is it too early to start drinking after seeing those wolves?
For you, I assume you didn't have that rule, Crusader. I just thought you drank especially as
I mean, if you just keep drinking from the night before, it's okay, but there is an acceptable time, and that's 9 o'clock.
I was the only person who believed in Ravenpaw Dwiggy, if it helps you. Sorry. Yeah, those Wolves are incredible. Bud and Al Bundy. Now, they're up against a team that's going to make it's going to be slightly harder to look for, to find even. but I'll take a quick look to see if I can get it up on my screen. It's actually the it's Shidora's team, isn't it?
It's the minors champion.
Only the minors champion there. Is it Donkeys? No, it's not. What's Shidora's team name?
They are called the Street Sharks.
Street Sharks. Let's see if I can find. There they are. 1670 lizards. It's hard to find them.
Named after those like rollerblading sharks.
Bringing lizards to a claw palm necro match. Oof, bold.
Who wants to? Shall I argue for Shidora?
Sure.
No. You don't have an opinion, sir.
Well, I cast the minors final. So.
Okay, Haringzod then. You can take it away.
He managed to take down a phenomenally massive dwarf team, 3-1, just through really smart play. Like that dwarf team was boasting a strength 5 Longbeard with guard. It was a little silly, but Shidora just won the game through really smart play, attacking at the right time, turning the ball over quickly. Dr. Robert is worth highlighting because he's strength 5 and
as Doof said in chat, just as you said it as well. Stick Mittens, I still argue that surely if he won the minors, he's won the twin air, right?
But there's also the Agi4 Blodge Step Skink as well. So it's basically you've got, is it Rox, I think his name is, and Dr. Robert, who are the 2 key players on the team. It's a bit of it's a weird one. Like you've either got really low tier players or really high tier players, and it's not really a consistently built team. It's not like they're all level 3. There's a lot of 4s and 5s or 1s and 2s. That makes sense. But Shidora's done well to get here. I don't know whether he'll get past those wolves though.
Jeff, just very quickly, yeah, we did actually discuss your team just before and how you're probably going to get murdered by orcs. Sorry. But welcome to the stream. I hope you're well this fine evening.
I had your back, man. I had your back.
He had your back only because he sort of feels...
So, gentlemen, does the minors champion progress past the second round this season? Or does Zuba the Nuba end them before they start?
Well, I'm glad to hear that Shador was able to beat dwarves, but you know what dwarves don't have? Claw palm and movement. And the Necro team has both those things in spade, which is exactly how you beat lizards. So,
I mean, yeah, Uber the Nuba literally just has 2 players that can just delete lizards. Just click on them, just roll a power or a knockdown or something, and just literally just delete them from the field.
However, that being said, we have also, Haringzord, both commentated a game where lizards literally almost beat Necromantic in playoffs.
Da, 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 da.
Is this going to be Jurassic Park 2? The less good
Jurassic Sharks?
Did you see any Agi 5 or Agi 1 5+ dodges? And
yes.
Okay.
No, not in the minors final. No.
Okay. All right.
No. There was one key one actually, yeah, which was good fun. So you never know.
Yeah, Shawman, there is the Nufflytics app that Schleiss put together, which we're using to basically predict mostly which teams we're going to see. So obviously, Haringzord's backing Shadora. Superfed, you're all about the POM.
Wait, what? I didn't back Shadora.
Okay, so you're saying it's the POM Wolves?
It's the POM Wolves. There's 2 of them.
God, that's 2 now. Sorry, Shadora, you're already out. Steak Mittens, I feel bad for your fellow Wonder Twin. We're giving that one to Rel over. Crusader, have you got anything you want to say in amelioration for the poor Street Sharks, or are they just doomed?
I mean, the Cretaceous period ended, and then, wolves and things came to life. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I've got to say. There's going to be wolves standing on a pile of corpses.
I think Days V, it's fair to say Haringzord looks about 20 years younger than just about anyone's voice.
Okay.
It's okay. Haringzord won first place in an Eddie Redmayne lookalike, and Eddie Redmayne was there.
Right, we're kicking it over to the Big O for the bye week. The bye week prediction, gentlemen. Big O finally get a third win on the going to the second round, just by nature of the fact that they've got no opponent. Tell us a bit about this team. What are we going to be looking out for in the second round, Crusader?
Really, really bad Star Wars prequel jokes and puns, I guess.
It'll be a
But no,
fantastic.
yeah, well, it'll be good. Liam and his Empress says a Choff team of some repute. Yeah, it is what it is. He's only got 2 claw players, but you know he's managed to go all right in Div 1 thus far. He's gone through 2 orcs, 3 lizards, some chaos, and things like that. In fact, one of the highlights from this team's season is their game against Finn's Catastrophe, where I believe did they kill him? They removed Borak on the first turn of the game. Just casually walked up to him and went smack and kill and removed him
So
from
what
play.
you're saying is it's fair to say Borak was despoiled.
He was in so many ways. Just about the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of on the team is the tragedy of Darth. Is just a hobgoblin with a bunch of skills. It's like Liam just rolled him around with some glue in the box and just
Right.
went, whatever you get is what you get.
I still don't understand, right, why the tragedy of Darth took
Stand
stand firm over side.
Yeah,
I know why
I
I
always-
stand firm.
I always hate all of Liam's levels. It's like the guard bull centaurs. Thankfully, one of them is dead, but I can't stand his level ups ever.
I understand why he has stand firm. It's so you
Yeah.
can't surf him.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he can
yeah,
tag like
'cause-
Cage without being surfed.
Sidestep.
yeah.
Sidestep.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
on a Choff.
Anyway, anywhere. They're gonna win the
He plays
bye.
a good game.
They're gonna win the bye week. It'll go well. Hindus, we don't know what's going to happen for next week. We're going to look at the format. Maybe we'll cover it on the podcast instead. We have no idea. In any
Oh, this will be a fun argument.
in any case, we'll figure something out. And there is going to be a tipping comp like last season. We're finalising the details. I'm going to speak to Monkey Chunks tomorrow to get that boxed off.
Tragedy of Darth is carrying the torch for 300.
Poor 300. Oh, rip.
I
Now,
mean-
this next coach, moving on
Pour
from
one
the
out for your
death
homies.
of 300, he died. He didn't make playoffs. It doesn't matter. He's in non-event this time around. Now, Superfed. This is a coach that is no stranger at playoffs, having been with this very team last season.
Tribu Urbana is back again. Coached by Hipster. These pro elves have survived and thrived in Royal 3, despite the many bashy teams and elfy teams there were. He was not so confident going into the season against all these elves, but he came out the better for it. And we've got a moving up sure hands thrower. We've got a couple blitzers. One of them's a little bit fresh. The other one is fend, tackle, blodge step, and guard. Throw or catcher wise, we've got one catcher with just dodge. The other one is a hero of the team and well on his way to legend. Mighty blow, movement up, block, tackle, dodge. When you think pro elf catchers, you don't think you get dodge at 76 SPP, but this one certainly did, and he made use of it. The other one is blodge, step, frenzy piece, so good for surfing. And a bunch of linemen. This pro elf team has a bench, unlike all the other pro elves in the REL.
There's a lot of. There's 14 of the buggers, isn't there? That's a lot of pro elves.
There are. But well played team, excellent coach, and good development.
Okay, and they will be playing a Big O team that is currently listed as Squiggy, but we do believe that Squiggy has to have the most miracle of results to not be either Werecaster or Jamis. Am I right? Was it Jamis? Oh, sorry, was it
Yeah,
Werecaster?
it's a bit of a cluster down there in Division 3. For Squiggy to get in. Oh man, I had something.
Division 3.
like,
We came to the
actually-
conclusion that Crusader doesn't have a damn clue what's happening in Division 3. So we're
No,
gonna
no,
just
Division 3. Division 3. I know a little
Can
bit
we just
about.
look at Celebrity Veg? Because that's a good team.
Isn't it just
No, we're
two
not.
draws?
We're not
one
giving.
pick?
We're not giving Darby more credit than he's due.
I mean, to be
That
fair,
was a very good
Celebrity
friend of
Veg, I
mine.
don't think they're actually. Are Celebrity Veg in the running? Are they in the discussion? They might be.
There's a list here. Just where's Div 3?
No, they're not.
All right. So for Squiggy to get through, he needed Darby to beat Jamis, which they haven't played yet. Reese lost his game, but I don't think dropped enough touchdown difference to make it through.
So who is going to be playing Hipster? long story short.
Jamis or Destruction Derby?
So shall we go with Destruction Derby because it's cool?
Hang on. There's 2 slots for Div 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, even Warecast is in for a chance there as well, actually. As to who is the most likely. The winner of Destruction Derby or Jamis will decide that slot
so
there,
I'll
I'm
pick
pretty sure.
Destruction Derby because I like the team.
Yeah.
I think it's going from one Pro Elf team to another Pro Elf team. A very
Dark
different
Elves to
story.
Pro Elves, so, yeah.
No, it was pros to pro. Hipsters to pros.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, that way. Sure, whatever.
Tell us about Destruction Derby's team. I kind of want to do it just because you don't want to give him any credit.
No, I joke. Darby and I are really good friends. Darby's team has been through the ringer. It's been around for a couple of seasons now. He's lost elves here and there, but such is Armor 7 Life Yo. As you can see, I think Channing Tatum's on his second iteration, as is Christian Gale.
I love the
You love
name.
these names, don't you? You love these names, don't you?
Channing Tatum. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's got some good names. Jamie Lee Curtis eventually grabbed a level up and now has Leap to go along with that Agility 5.
He's
so that
pretty
looks
good
quite
at rolling
tasty.
agility, isn't he? I've noticed.
He's rolled Agility up a couple of times and taken it and then promptly died and then regretted rolling it ever since. But you know,
Russell
Darby's a
Crowe.
smart player. Darby's a smart player. He does know how to play the elves. It's just it's been a case of keeping them around long enough to thrive. Broccoli Obama, his thrower at one point, was cruelly cut down in his prime. But other than that, I mean, like his catches are traveling along quite nicely. The movement bust is it's disappointing, but you know, it's not that relevant. I wouldn't imagine.
Right.
when
So
you-
how
you-
does this team beat Tribute Urbana?
Darby seems like he is to agi ups what fiction is to strength ups. Like you cut one down and another 2 replace it.
Pretty much, as it turns out.
Yeah.
The Hydra equivalent of agility ups. Jesus.
Well, I gotta say, Hipster wins it not just on being a phenomenally good coach with repeat playoff history, but he's got this thing called tackle, which is kind of helpful in elf on elf matches, especially when you put it with Mighty Blow.
Yeah, he's also giving up like 600 TV. 500 TV. thereabouts.
I'm going to give it to Hipster because A, he's really good, and B, the Big O can't seem to work out who they want to send to play him.
And
So,
the Big O just don't sack injuries again. It's just
also, nobody backs the Big O.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm back in the video.
We've completely bagged on the Big O tonight. I'm hoping they get some love at some point, but it's not
Like 500 TV in petty cash will solve a lack
will
of
it
tackle.
cure what ails you? Is that the question?
I think it does.
Now, speaking of what ails you, hopefully, if Viking Cop recovers from... Sorry, not Viking Cop. If Gowdy recovers from the aneurysm he had mid-game against Manasatra.
No salt.
No salt. No,
No salt. Just I was worried for his health when it turned out that his mum might have been playing the game for him in the second half.
Potato.
I was unaware Manasatra was just Rome and
No.
Gowdy was like Carthage or something like that.
Right. Ravens
Anyway,
Gowdy,
Ravens-
3-1.
Ravens Claws are back again. It's another team that just keeps making it, and well, they're not quite as good as they were last season. So this is possibly going to be a Skaven team that keeps playing down TV. That being said, they've got an armor value 6 thrower, but he can really throw the ball with block, agility 4, accurate, leader, and I think is that safe pass, safe throw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what that skill is. I play Kemri. So
He makes a valid point, I guess.
yeah, obviously we've got a natural one-turner in Skroik. Skroik has been around for a long time. Skroik may well make a legend during the playoffs, he says, putting a horrible curse on the whole thing. And watch out for Near of Itchy, who was absolutely on fire today against Manasatra's Orcs. He was basically removing every Orc he came into contact with at every single point in the game to the point where, as we said, the Orcs were reduced to 4 players by the time they started their 5th turn of the game.
The question we've got to ask ourselves is Gowdy mentally ready for playoffs? And I'm not saying that based on the Manus game, I'm saying that based on the naming scheme that has taken over this team. We have a Storm Vermin called Hopeless. We've got a Gutter Runner called Why Bother Naming You. We've got another Gutter Runner called This Is Futile. And we've now got a lineman called Not Happy at All.
This Is Futile is new. He wasn't there for the game today.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cry for help.
Until a man is wearing Crocs, he hasn't given up on life.
Well, will the pending match versus Ariel's 9A champion... I got this one right, boys. Look at me. I knew where Eisenmike is.
I don't know if it's 100% locked yet.
Oh, God.
Did he play yet?
He's 10-0 too. So he's very hard to beat, given that.
I think there's one game left, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's 10-0 too. That's pretty...
It's him and Larkstar who's fighting.
Larkstar has a match still where he can... If Eisenmike loses and Larkstar wins, Larkstar would get it.
I am reliably informed by Larkstar that he cannot wait to delete the team. So
yeah.
I'm expecting him to have a lot less fire in his belly than Eisenmike has going into this final game. So we're gonna.
Fair enough. We're gonna look at Eisenmike's team for sure. So the great cold ones are Eisenmike's rebirth. He figures if his lizards can't survive, he might as well go with 87 and enjoy the pain and suffering. And so far the season's gone very well for him. He has 2 Wolf Runners, both with block, one with guard, 2 movement up runners, one of which has dodge and guard. He's got 2 berserkers, one of which is mighty blow, agi up, and dodge. The other berserker is fairly fresh. And then a couple line Norsemen that have leveled with tackle, and one with 30 player. He had a Yeti that leveled super fast and died super fast. And he's considering bringing back a Yeti to what his matchup is, but against Skaven, I would doubt that would happen. But yeah, Claw's not going to do much against this team.
We appear to have gone from Fractured Park to Fractured Fjord.
His casseroles are still never good, that's for sure.
It's a mess right now.
So,
why don't they fire their injured players? Oh, what?
Who is going to win this?
Yeah, that'll leave me.
Who is going to win this?
Interestingly, having just said that Gowdy will be playing up TV, he won't. Actually, it's a very tough one. We know Eisenmike's a very good coach.
He's got some tackle.
He's got some tackle. He's only got the 1 mighty blow, though.
Yeah, the other berserker that died was much better than this one.
This berserker doesn't seem to know that he's actually a berserker.
A berserker, yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a team that needs to out-agility its opponents, and he's playing Skaven. Probably not going to do that.
But he has got the TV disadvantage, which actually might be an advantage in this case, with things like wizards available and bribes.
Possibly. Like a rogue fireball could swing it one way or the other, but I'm going to back Gowdy.
What do you think, Superfed? Which way do you play in this one?
How's he going to bullshit this one?
You can't bet against Eisenmike. He's one of the top coaches in all of the United States, and frankly, you know, we've seen how Gowdy performs in the playoffs, so I'm going to go with the underdog on this one, upsetting the G-Man 1 Rats of some repute.
So, Crusader, break the tie for me.
He can't. He's not going to touch these rats. Fed knows in his heart of hearts these rats are going to win.
Crusader.exe almost failed there, I think, by asking to do some bloody work.
No, I'm just like, you know, I've been listening to bullshit on, yammer on. He's doing this, when really he needs to do this. Acceptably.
Right, we're going to swing it.
We'll see who wins this one.
We're going to swing it up to REBBL 2 to allow Superfed some more chance to run the mouth. It's the Booze Cruise under Motley.
I just need to see who he's playing with against, rather. Oh, good. It's not Rats, so it's not Skaven. So I can safely say that Motley will have this one. But Motley's team is a dwarf team that loves to stand firm, and he has been relegated from Rel 1 down to Rel 2, but this season he's kind of proved that he really does belong with Rel 1, and come in with a undefeated season. He did have some draws in there, but overall, just a solid performance.
Well, draws aren't losses. That's a thing.
Exactly. He's got a movement up, Troll Slayer. He's got Blitzer with guard, stand firm, block, tackle, and Mighty Blow, dodge. Runner with Agi up and a movement up, so just a regular elf there. And three strength up Longbeards with 4 stand firm, 5 if you count the Blitzer. Couple Blodge dwarves in there as well. Just all in all, well-built dwarf team with Agibust, and those do not matter.
Right, and he's going against a one-season team as well. That's a lot of team for good old Buford T. Justice to take on. Buford T. Justice potentially being, it's worthy of note, the first...
Don't jinx it.
Do I not talk about it? Okay,
Don't
Buford T.
Nah,
Justice.
talk about it.
I'm not going to say he's going to do it or not, but he has the potential to be the first 13-0-0 team in all of REBBL, as long as he can get through Hood.
Yeah, REBBL has never had a team go 13 wins out of 13.
Are there any buys in that?
No. I don't think.
There was one.
There was one bye?
He had one yesterday. Yeah, last
Doesn't
round.
count.
Oh, okay.
It counts.
well-
I count it.
He has conceded 1 touchdown all season.
Wow.
He's beaten Jimmy Fantastic in that time. He's still got to play Hood, but anything that you've thrown at him, he's just taken on the chin.
21-1. He's an undead team with a plus 20 TD differential.
I don't know if he can beat those dwarfs though. I just don't know if he can do it.
Oh, and he's got a vastly inflated team value. It's actually 1450 because he's got 250k in the bank.
No, it's super lean. I do like the shape of the team.
It's lean. He's a very good coach, but undead against dwarf and against those dwarfs specifically, he's going to really struggle to generate blocks.
Yeah, Showman, he's literally just last week came off a bye as his opponent was unable to play. So he's got buy cash in the bank. So who wins?
I mean,
have we already signed Buford T. Justice's death warrant?
possibly.
Maybe undefeated in the season, but if fiction can tell me anything, it's the playoffs are a little bit different. So I'm gonna have to back Motley here.
Well, no, that was a snipe. That was a shot taken. Crusader, have you got any... Oh, sorry, Hangzod, I think you are backing dwarves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Third time to lock it in.
Dire
Yeah.
Sickfish, they can grab Hack and Slash, who is a chainsaw, which helps against dwarves.
I don't want to back against a guy who's only conceded 1 touchdown all season.
Then don't.
On the verge of going 13-0-0, but that dwarf team is frightening.
Would you like Hangzod? Would you like us to go over to Crusader, see who he backs, and then we'll let you...
What do you think's going to happen?
Crusader, who's gonna win?
As much as it pains me to look at that dwarf team, yeah, it's the dwarves. I think it's just disgusting.
There you go, Hangzod. You can now back G-Man guilt-free because you're already lost 2-1.
Okay, then it's the dwarfs.
There's a reason why I looked to see who he was playing, because the only thing that really stopped Motley, in my opinion, from going deep 2 seasons ago was Caleb's rattening with like the blitzes and just hijinks that occurred that season. So Undead's not capable of doing what happened that time. I think Motley for sure does this.
Cthulhu Collector saying the viewer will win. Probably true.
Andy,
Kaz
I think you were backed. I think they voted against you. Sorry, mate. Did we vote
Andy
for
playing
or
against, was it
them?
A-Grain?
It was A-Grain's Nurgle.
They picked stupid Nurgle, Andy. I couldn't stop them.
That was why I made the convincing argument.
Oh no! We actually backed Andy because
you did back Andy. You went against me.
Because Crusader had beef at the time and wasn't planning to agree with anything Superfed said. So no, Andy, we believe.
Sure, I backed Nurgle on that one.
Anyway,
I just said 7 turns of attempted surfs followed by a snake on turn 8, stopping you from scoring. So
right.
I'm almost positive I backed the Nurgle on that one.
We're going to kill this one off, and we're going to move to a team that's very good at killing things off. He's no stranger to the playoffs. He's no stranger to winning as well in playoffs. It's the Sage and the Slanesh Slaughterers. Take it away, Aaron.
Ooh. I've lost count of how many times I've had to talk about this team in like playoff previews and articles and all that sort of jazz. Look, Sage made it again with the Chaos team, but the Chaos team's not as good as it used to be, especially after Dreamify randomly bolted the killer and killed it.
Yeah, I did a bit of a number on this team as well. Oops. Although the guy, one of the key ones that I niggled Eidolon is still alive.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be like 4 Claw, Mighty Blow, Chaos Warriors, and there's only one. Well, there's 2 of them now. AVQC and Zakirel, I believe it is. We've still got Eidolon, but Eidolon is kind of lacking support these days. You've got the ball carrier Stickaz, but Stickaz is armor busted now. It's a team that I think things hitting it is finally starting to catch up with it.
Yeah, it's no. I mean, it's been accused of in the past, but the suggestions have been flying around REBBL that Sage has got a bit lazy with this team, in that he's just so used to things dying and everything working that he doesn't work as hard as he used to. And
you can work hard playing Blood Bowl.
I mean, I beat this team 2-0.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know right there.
I feel like this is a team that's just naturally reaching the end of its life cycle.
Yeah.
It's had a rough season. I think if it wasn't coached by the Sage, you wouldn't give it a hope in the playoffs. It's got some nice players there, but there'll be some team that comes up against this that is capable of beating it.
Right, I have to say, I don't know which region we're switching to, but I don't think the team that we're switching to is the team that's capable of beating it. We're going to see Unseen Walker, who is playing Dwarves.
That is coming up from Rel 9B. Because there's nothing like a fresh Rel team to beat Sage. Unseen Walker's Dwarves. He's got a couple Troll Slayers with Mighty Blow. One of them's piling on. Runner with movement up and block. Strength 4 Blitzer with Blodge and Guard. Another Blitzer with Guard, Mighty Blow. And of the Longbeards, a couple Guard here. Not a lot of Guard on the Dwarf team, though. And another Runner with Wrestle.
So, what does this team... I mean, the TV isn't even that, different, really.
No, it's true not.
How does this team beat Sage?
It has to break armor quickly. And it has to establish a number advantage quickly. But the problem is that Sage has got a couple of Claw Mighty Blow Chaos Warriors knocking around. I don't know.
This might be my one where I actually say that Rel might drop a game.
No.
What? Superfed isn't even back in his own corner.
Because the closer that the Sage gets to 1,000 TV and where his team actually won the whole thing, I think the stronger it gets.
Sage can't play with development, is what we're saying.
The further up he got in TV, the worse he did in the playoffs. Just saying. But I don't see this one working out, because even if you do manage to get some numbers against the Sage,
Squiggy
can outplay you.
Squiggy is right. Every time you see Sage eliminated from the playoffs, it's Wood Elves. This isn't Wood Elves.
It's not. It's not agi. It's not movement. It's just base and bash, which that favors him heavily.
Crusader, have you got any hope for the Dwarves, or are they going down 3-0 in the votes?
Let me just have a quick look at Sage's team again.
It is greatly diminished.
You know what? I'm going to back the Dwarves here.
Guard.
Okay, they still.
Yeah, a little bit. A combination of that. Just the guard numbers there. And a bit of like, yeah, sure, Claw Mighty Blow is scary, but if it don't fire, it don't fire. And if Sage can't get those removals, I think the Dwarves actually might stand a decent chance to grind him down.
Sage has to go through the Uruk Haikus. He's got 1 game left.
What are they looking like?
It's a 1600 or so Orc team.
Yeah, they're not. I beat them. The second last game of the season.
He's not going to get much development from it, but yeah.
Doesn't really need much development. He's pretty much got everything he needs, right? Now,
just got a feeling that if his Claw Mighty Blow doesn't trigger, these Dwarves can just comfortably grind him down.
I apologise once again. There's a team here that I don't know who this is. It's D Sharp 356.
Generally, if you don't know where they are, that's because they're from Rel, and they are. This is Rel 8, Frozen Dead North. D Sharp is coaching some Necro again.
I really do try and pay attention, but there's so many bloody divisions these days.
Well, and just when you think you're going to get another Rel Nerf, I give you another Rel Necro team. Here we go. This one's got Wolf with moving up, Mighty Blow tackle. The other one is Blodge Step tackle. A couple golems with block, one with guard. Ghoul with sure hands, fend. Another ghoul with wrestle. One white with guard. One rookie white, and dirty player and a kicker. This is a solid 1-season Necro team, but not a ton of development. They're trim, but they went 9-3-3 to take the seed and did 8.
Okay, so that's Frozen Dead North, and they are playing. Guess what? It's Mornurgle.
Well, we think it's Mornurgle.
It's probably more. It's likely to be Mornurgle. But it's more G-Man Nurgle rather than Rel Nurgle, which makes a change, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. We've got another really, really nice Beast of Nurgle on this team. It's guard, stand firm, block, and break tackle. So F73 is one to watch. Elsewhere, we've got it's not the killiest Nurgle team you'll ever see. Actually, we've got 1 Mighty Blow Nurgle warrior, 1 block guard, stand firm, tackle, another block guard, and a Claw Mighty Blow block guard at the end. So it's a little bit sort of control-y as opposed to full out, let's just murder everything that is on the other team. Because there's no Pestigore that's of the Claw Palm variety either.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Blood Sure Hands, 2-headed big hand Pestigore that is unfortunately niggled. Is W55.32 XA as the second. Zord 2, who I'm a big fan of, is plus movement and plus agility wrestle tackle, which is not bad.
I'm just pointing to Lord Arcade's comments in chat. Apparently you've got a real thing for a good Beast of Nurgle, like you're trying to find one to settle down with. I can get you the ex-wife's phone number if you like.
I was going to say, I got some X's that I can send your way if you want. You're
going to ship them across the planet.
Now, see, the F73 here is literally...
Well, we haven't banned live
This is the Beast of
so.
Nurgle I could have had I ignored the movement and taken break tackle.
The one that got away.
I prefer the movement.
Kind of like the ex-wife, right?
No, I got away from that. Trust me on that one. Trust me. Right, so, how does that Necro team beat the Nurgle team? Because I'm struggling.
It's scary, but I believe in the Necro. There's several Niggled players here, and an equal amount of Claw and Mighty Blow on the two sides. So if you just tie up that Nurgle warrior with a single zombie, boom, threat eliminated. Now you just have to worry about 2 Mighty Blow pieces, and your werewolves can have their way with all these other Niggled players. Rotters as well are easy to remove compared to the zombies that just keep coming right back for more. Yeah, I have faith in my rookie rel coach.
Haringzord, counter it.
Nurgle are going to win. Papa Nurgle loves us all. And he's probably going to pick up a couple of Pokemon for good measure as well.
Yeah, you can't. It's unless you kill the ghouls, sadly. You can't take zombie Pokemon. It's very sad.
They kill the ghouls and...
Okay, Crusader, it's all on you to break the tie. Is it going to Rel or is it going to G-Man this time?
I mean, I don't know what kind of public school education Superfed has, but like, in what realm is several? Two Niggle players. Just asking,
Two more
asking
than
for a
the-
friend.
Two more than
What
the
are you
Necro
saying
have.
now, Crusader?
Necro has one Niggle player.
I'm looking at two.
Necro's got one.
Oh, Necro's got one. You're saying okay?
So yeah, so like several is what I mean, you know, there's just that. But man,
It's a zombie. Who cares about a zombie? It's a dirty player. He's just gonna foul once. Your ball carrier's niggled, and one of your Nurgle warriors. Those are liabilities.
See already
no.
Big O having another bloody discussion that makes any sense. I don't know. I'm done.
So, Crusader. Who wins?
No.
Thank you. Right, moving on.
Yes.
Moving
He's
on
shaking his
very
head.
swiftly.
He knows he's wrong.
We're talking about Wood Elves next, and it's a very, very good Wood Elf team, coached by a gentleman named Viajero, who is coming up...
Yeah, hello, metal. Come on.
Come on.
Hell.
5? Is it 5?
4.
4? 4? Okay.
4.
3.
3, 4.
2.
We're just like we're trying to
One.
figure out how many Niggles the Nurgle team's got. Oh, good.
Oh, good. It's another playoff team with Spanish names.
Yes, of
The
course.
Viking
it is.
Cup, when I'm right, I don't need to make a coherent argument.
It's
Especially
the
not against
squishy
Superfed.
conquistadors who have been lighting up this division. Viajero has he's also been lighting up his player cards. Jesus Christ, look at those stats.
Yeah, Fernando de Magallanes, or however the hell you say that, I don't know. He's a guard grab tree, that's quite nice. We've got a Pedro. We like Pedro, vote Pedro. But he's just a rookie war dancer. Hernan Cortez is a tackle, fend, sidestep.
Pedro's the original Pedro, whoever he was before he became Pedro, died very, very recently. Unfortunately, he was quite good from memory. I'm sure he had Mighty Blow.
We'll get now. We've got a standard wrestle catcher. We're going to get onto God's Wrath Ekire, I believe you pronounce that. Movement 9, Agi 5 catcher with block and leap and sure hands, who basically, I imagine, jumps around the field much like a child with ADHD. Just, yeah, I'll have that ball, yeah, and then runs off. You've also got Francisco Pizarro, who is also Agi 5, because we don't have enough Agi 5, and a fourth catcher who's movement 9 as well, in Francisco de Orellana. You got Juan Ponce de Leon, who is a kicker, and then, Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, or something, is a thrower who throws the ball.
Miguel.
Viking Cop is on the whole impressed. He just wants to correct Aguirre, I believe.
Well, there's a clip of Crusader saying, wow, 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 wow.
I'm so glad. If there's only one thing that comes off this entire show, that clip needs to be played all over the damn place. Right. These guys take on, I believe, is this locked in? Is it the Oni Amazon?
I don't know. Because this Div 8 is one of the ones that's doing the special end of season round robin thing.
I wanted to
Don't
say.
you deny my girls, Superfed. Don't you deny the girls.
I just want to say it's going to be this team just because it would be the only Amazon team to make it.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Fallen says it's locked. Thank you, Fallen. Is that Fall? Is it a man changing his name everywhere he goes? Is that what we've got here?
That happens. I'll go ahead and do it. The Fallen Wonders, coached by Fall, are an Amazon team led by a thrower with strong arm, accurate, and movement up. So a true thrower. They don't always play the passing game, though. I'm curious. I would look at their passing stats later. But they've got 4 blitzers, 3 of which have guard, 1 with mighty
I
blow,
do
2 of them
believe
with tackle.
I'm going to have to correct you. I know you're going off team league manager. I believe locking the win has cost him a blitzer.
Right.
Easier
I
place.
was watching.
Down the bank.
So we've
I
now
was watching
got
that game yesterday too.
a missing blitzer in the lineup.
You can just pull them up in the client because I'm able to do that. Okay.
Is
Literally
this the
this morning.
first Amazon team to qualify for playoffs?
This is the first Amazon
Yes.
team to ever make it to playoffs. So Fall,
Yes.
no one can ever take that away from you, even if Via Hero beats you.
Yes. Catcher wise, he's got a blodge step catcher, diving catch. So there is some passing going on there. You've got another catcher that is blodge strength up. You've got an Agi 4 wrestle tackle. I really like that as a ball safety.
I want to call out Andromash Star Reader for a second because that is a lass that likes diving around. Not only has she got block, diving catch, and sidestep, she's also got diving tackle. So
It's true. She hits the floor more than my girls. You've got a kicker with wrestle and strength 4 blodge line woman and a dirty player line woman. And the mighty blow tackle guard blitzer also has a level up that we're waiting to see what Scalia Rena takes. Here, fingers crossed for piling on.
God.
right. So who wins, Amazons or Wood Elves?
It's got to be the Zons. Clearly.
Why?
1 tackle for the Wood Elves. You just punch that 1 tackle piece with your blitzer, and it goes away. And then Amazons win by default, because that's the whole purpose to their team. If you don't have enough tackle, they beat you.
Not entirely convinced that that's how Blood Bowl works.
Haven't you seen the World Cup qualifiers? It's just play Amazons, win the game.
I think those Wood Elves have got way too much high agility, high movement nonsense to give these Amazons too much of a hope. I'm going for the Wood Elves.
The Wood Elves
Crusader?
don't even have strip ball, so the Amazons don't even need sure hands.
Crusader?
I'm going with the Amazons.
For any particular reason, or you just like girls?
Well, I mean, you want me to come up with an actual reason here? Look, shit, I'm on the spot now. No, Amazons. I like the team. Again, they've got the tackle. The Wood Elves have got that one little tackle piece who's going to be doing, other things. Probably trying to run away. It is a war dance after all. They die in large numbers. No, I just think that, there's just too much dodge here for that 1 tackle piece. Even though it's a war dancer to get too much done, he can pick up another another blitzer on the cheek because he got 200k in his bank. And I got a feeling the Amazons are going to take this one.
Okay.
If they get much further, that's a different story.
And that brings us to our final matchup, which currently, I know this is in flux. I know it might not be you, but you're on the show, so we're going to work with it. Superfed.
Sure.
Superfed.
Yeah, I get to rep myself.
Shit, they're going to lose.
Yeah, Brazzers. If you haven't seen them, they're a team.
www.browsers.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
The only Rebel team with their own website.
Factually correct. So this is my 4th season now with this team. And I was getting closer to having a couple legends, and one of them died, but I'm happy with the replacement so far. The star of the team is Riley Reed, strength 4, blodge, tackle, kickoff return. Her only weakness is lightning bolts, and she takes them on the face once a week. Ashley Adams is the replacement blitzer to the one that died. Got diving tackle first level up, so I threw on stand firm. Close to getting another level as well, where I'll probably take tackle. But the diving tackle has already done things. It's not even a fake skill for my team. It's worked twice in 3 games.
As Lava Jackal correctly points out, obligatory strength 4 throw.
Because, of course.
Crusader.
But see, mine was an original. Mine was before it was cool to have strength 4. And then we've got an actual killer, Cleo Valentine, who I learned pro is not good, and I should have gotten Juggernaut. But I do have another Juggernaut piece, which is Frenzy Juggernaut. She surfs. She's now a stand firm, so she can't be counter surfed when I play Papa Nasty. And agility 4 blitzer.
See, it's
Black
funny you
Orcs
should
with
mention
levels.
being surfed against Papa Nasty, given that she wasn't surfed, but the bloody rest of your team was.
Well, she got surfed first, so she surfed somebody, and then she got surfed, and then half of my team got surfed. It's not fun.
Right.
It didn't matter.
I like the experience all around, right?
Right.
Riley Reid just carried that entire game, just like so many others, on her back, and
Now, I have this...
right next to the tattoos.
I have you slated to play a gentleman named Hoily Boy, who I believe is from G-Man.
Indeed, lizards.
Oh dear.
Which,
You've been through a few of them in your playoff time, Superfed.
which lizards? Which division?
Division 6E.
Oh, I was highlighting it. I'm claiming.
Ready
Gonna
lizard
get a
one.
lot of inducements.
Indeed. They're at 14-20, I think, at the moment, ish.
Yeah, 1580 according to the actual client.
Oh, well, then I'm reading the wrong thing. Okay. So, Ready Lizard 1 have a guard stand firm Croxigore called Big Liz. If Gerber's got anything to do with it, it'll bonehead a lot. Then you got Block and Allosaurus. One of them is Blodge, but there's no tackle, there's no Mighty Blow there, or any guard. You've also got... Oh, no, I'm completely wrong. There's one Mighty Blow literally right there. So, well done, me. You've got 4 skinks, one of whom is Agi 5, which is a thing. 2 sidestep diving tackles, and one of those sidestep diving tackles has sprint as well.
Bloaty.
Who?
Just the way I like it.
How does Hoily Boy beat that ridiculous Orc team?
Ugh.
By Appoing the sprint.
If it's
Diving
anything,
tackle.
if it's anything by looking up to what did Shawman just do?
Deleted. Love it.
This feels like a vulgar abuse of power from RK. Oh,
love it.
good God.
Stunty BS. Wouldn't be the first time Stunty BS got me, but
Shawman TV is falling back on like Zerg Rush strategy of just chucking Uapo that at RK and he's just gunning them down. Stop it! Both of yous. Anyway, right. You do Apple that though, Gerber, to be fair. You can't stop me from saying it. Right, so other than looking to the skies and praying, Haringzord, which was what I saw you do on camera when I asked you how these win, what else do they do?
I'm just laughing at Gerber's Robert McGarvey approach to this. I think you possibly pick up Slibley, just for a bit of extra strength.
I know Silly
Maybe.
Billy well.
Yeah, and then you pray that Superfed rolls really badly, I guess, because the lack of guard is
All
going
the
to
time.
be a problem.
Right, Superfed, are you feeling confident?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be giving him a junk load of inducements. Wizard, Silly Billy, bribes, probably. But I love playing Lizards. They are one of the few teams that I can reliably do okay against. So I look forward to it. If this is the seed that I get, I would not be upset at all.
Right, Crusader, you've got to break the tie for me, mate. Are you going to look Superfed in the eye and say he's going to lose, or are you going to look him in the eye and say he's got it? He's getting close.
I mean-
Look at this. Look at this. He's setting himself up for a proper slap in the face right now.
I believe that with their superior ball handling skills, the girls from Brazos are going to have a long, hard slog. And, things are just going to happen. And, they're going to cup. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
I'm not going to get metal back.
Let's just say there's going to be an explosion of celebration out of the girls from Brazos.
Is the
As
washing
they-
machine going to get fixed?
not this day. The pizza may go cold, and the washing machine might not be fixed. But yeah, I'm expecting Brazos to win this one.
Yeah, I find it hard to argue for that very, very rookie Lizard team.
If I could go Lizards, Amazons, into Norse, and then Liam. Yeah, that'd be a fun bracket for me. I would happily take that bracket.
Superfed sounds like a happy man. Now, just to summarise then, that is all 32 matchups discussed. That's 64 teams we've had a natter about in a good 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Then bye.
And you, yeah, you probably want to disappear at this point because I was about to give you the numbers.
And now we'll do the round of 32.
If the predictions that we've come to tonight are correct, there's going to be 13 G-Man coaches, 16 REL coaches, and a staggering 3 Big O coaches in the round of 32.
I disagree with those numbers, but yeah.
Now, I expected REL to be the biggest and G-Man to be second biggest because obviously it's proportional. There's regional strength and stuff, but it looks like G-Man have actually clawed a couple back over REL. So G-Man have actually proportionally doing better than any other division for the numbers.
That's just because Crusaders is the tiebreaker.
These predictions will almost certainly all be right.
But yeah, there'll be precisely 3 Big O coaches.
All I have to say is if Rel, Nurgle, and Necro, then like 90% of these matches are going to be off. That's for sure.
2 + 2 is 4 - 1. That's the amount of Big O coaches in the round of 32.
That's quite clever, Gerber. But
Crusader, do you have a riposte
again,
for this?
mate, I'm just going to let the Big O coaches do the talking.
Can you decide which ones you're sending yet?
The two that I am most anxious to see will be Papa Nast Kedgerus and Mirascadu and random lizards who I don't remember who we talked about. But those 2 matches I think will be the ones that Big O are going to have to hang their hats on. And if both those go against them, yeah, 3 might be their best.
I still am in shock that we backed Kedgerus over Papa Nasty. I mean, how did that happen?
Because you guys are mad. It ain't going down that way, boys.
Right, okay, so anyway, we're going to call this to an end. So thank you to the chat. I will give specific thanks to the folks who subbed and things momentarily. But thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Haringzord, final thoughts?
I'm quite looking forward to Wednesday.
I think it'll be a good laugh. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. It was a genuine pleasure.
No problem.
Superfed, anything you want to add, or are you quite happy with how it's all falling?
I actually need to make sure I make the playoffs. That would be a good deal. So, Fiction, MPA, one of you guys feel like taking a... Appreciate it. Thanks.
And Crusader, are you still with us?
Always a pleasure. Yeah, I'm still here.
Thank you, mate. It's been a genuine pleasure, fellas. We're going to play out with the usual hype video, and I am just going to pull up my bot to see what has gone on tonight. And it doesn't tell me. Well, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, it's marvellous. It just doesn't
It's
have...
gone on longer than I thought.
I updated it, and it's just not giving me any information about what's happened tonight. So marvellous. Well done. Anyway, if you subbed, thank you. If you cheered, thank you. If you followed, thank you. We love you all. Stay classy. We'll see you on hopefully Wednesday night if we can get a game set up to do some top quality playoff casting. Stay tuned. We do love playoffs. It's always a good time, unless you lose horribly. And where is the... There we go. Good night, fellas.